Hello and welcome back to Arknights. Tonight I'm going to hopefully be finishing up the Return to Mist. Chapter 11, Return to Mist. And I need to remember to actually do this on adverse environment because I should be trying to push myself at least a little. I mean, I'll reduce it if I'm not feeling it, but in the general sense, I think I can push myself a bit here. Terrain enemies now differ. How does it differ? Huh. Yeah, it looks like a bit change, but I'm not sure how much. Guess we'll be finding out. Yeah, I'm gonna go all out here. Because this one I know has a reputation for being difficult. So, no holding back. Borrow mud rock if I have to, actually. Someone have a mud rock? Perfect. Thank you, Wicked Mallow. Here we go. Last time, we were about to collect Excalibur and we were performing an attack on the control tower. Looks like we're continuing where the control tower part left off. Those filthy. They've been at this since Sweden. Bring out the massive metal thing of yours. You mean the self-propelled cannon? Because there's still lots of our men up ahead. And then send them. Well, then send them a signal. Ever heard of danger close? You know how wide its attack range is? They'll never get away in time. Well, that's their problem. Our warriors know how to survive on a battlefield. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's because they consider those to be acceptable losses either way. Over there, a movable mechanical originium cannon. And I mean acceptable losses even when it's their own soldiers. So of course they're not going to have any empathy for supporting ones. What the hell is this? That's no normal artillery shell. Casdelf have some sort of advanced research institute that I've just never heard of? In such a short time, too. How did Manfred manage this? I found the control with area with your drones yet. Control. Crap. Doctor, these artillery shells have arts that jam my drones. Of course they would. Like I said, Londinium system is easy to crack, but the Sarkaz witchcraft is tougher. Doctor will take it from here. Whoa, Feist! Everything's set the way you wanted it. The engineering team will make sure your drones fly free. You got an idea? Disclosure, these Originium cannons were assembled in our factory. So you aren't planning to take them apart right here now, are you? Haha, if we were vampires, we definitely could have given it a shot. Too bad, most of us are just normal craftsmen. But we know what we've made with our own hands. We know how to target their weak points and create an opening for our friends who actually put up a fight. After all, this is how us engineers can put ourselves use on the battlefield, isn't that right? Zipline, you're gonna climb onto that? Your drones will function as normal if we get the cannon fodder under control, right? In theory. But that's a little too risky, though. Hey, we're working together here. I need you, Doctor, to help us lock into the safest landing point. Sorry, I just can't do the Feist's British accent properly. But I do like that he has one, even if it's a bit more modern than one might have expected. As the cannons echo in the air, Feist focuses on the battlefield before him. He sees not the fierce sarcasm, but the machinery by the conveyor belt he's most familiar with. The thunderous sound of the enormous machine's movement is no different from the rhythms he knows so well. He will take back the city that belongs to them, in his own way. Phew, I've always wanted to see a battlefield from up above. Isn't this the perfect chance? Giant machine ambles down the street. Compared to its colossal form, the men on the battlefield, be they Victorian or Sarkaz, are almost insignificant. Its footsteps cannot be halted, its gaze can merely melt the blocks. It's practically the ruler of this steel jungle. Yet it suddenly sets out a wail. From a blind spot in its vision, a dozen grappling hooks latch onto the weakest point on its neck. Immediately thereafter, several dozen figures climb onto its pack via zipline. Dang, he pulled out those in the last chapter too. He sure loves those zip lines. Doctor, we got it under control. Snipers, eliminate enemy hostiles. Understood. Casters, strike! On it! Look at you, Banshee! You won't even allow a single drop of blood near you! Every drop you control contains your witchcraft. Oh ho! The curse of the Banshee! Since when have Banshees been as boring and uninteresting as you? I still remember how they flew through the dark of night, blowing their bone whistles. They mourned those lost the wastelands with their sharp, sorrowful cries. At the same time, the mercilessly dug their pitch-black fingers to the skulls of those pitiful souls. Banshee, that is what a banshee is supposed to be. They've always been the hunters the vampires admires the most. On the battlefield, we fought alongside one another with fear as our weapon, taking the lives of our feeble enemies. But the banshees of today have lost their way. You're kind of locked up your true selves behind that attire, not unlike what the Lethanian casters wear, decrepit and pretentious. I'm afraid you're the one who's lost your way, vampire. Time does more than relentlessly erode the land. It shapes life as well. Why not take a look at yourself? Your form has long since changed. You're no longer as who you were. What significance is the form which my flesh takes? Your flesh, like my robe, is the true form in which we walk the world. The roots of the royal court have rotted away long ago, but royal court, as it stands today with its canopy raised high, remains unwilling to fall to the ground. How pathetic. That which is dead continues to draw nutrients from the barren soil, denying itself the chance to receive new life. So this is your true goal? The smile disappears from the vampire's face. Next to him, the boiling blood settles into stasis for a brief moment. A faint tremor can be heard beneath the ground before the floor above it starts to shake as well. Blood, blood, gallons of the stuff. It all marches forward. Operators, hold. The battlefield below us. So I've been trying to do a Manfred von Karma voice for him, but it's just not been working out. But I guess I just can't do that deep of a voice. He suddenly realizes he had stayed here far too long. Leto is far from the only weak point in the command tower. While both he and the vampire have their attention drawn to the King of Sarkaz and their oldest acquaintances, Rhodes Island and the Self-Salvation Corps have very likely been drawing ever closer to the information they need. This was Rhodes Island's true plan all along. They stood no chance of quickly defeating him and the vampire. They simply wanted to buy themselves time. I must. You're too late, I'm afraid. Yes, he is. He can sacrifice an arm to escape, but the thing that's truly stopping him is the sea of blood before his eyes. Sanguinarch has already been angered. They are all trapped on this battlefield. Banshee, you dare to plot the destruction of the royal court, the very manifestation of Sorkal's heritage. An earth-shattering surge of blood envelops the entire command tower. The Rhodes Island operators and Defense Force soldiers are all moments away from being submerged. That is, until a shapeless force divides the Red Sea of blood. Whatever it is, Logos seems capable of handling it, apparently. I do this not for destruction, but for my salvation. Do not let your long memories bind you. Release yourself from your pride, from the olden days, O Sarkaz King. Ooh, that's really cool. The Sarkaz have changed, and the Sarkaz must change. Under his bone pen, golden incantations write themselves, loop by loop. Eating its master's range, the pool of blood rises from the floor, the walls, and his head charges towards the unapproachable young banshee, as well as those he is shielding. All because the Lord Curse has already set the rules upon this high tower in a foreign land. Doctor, the control tower. I believe in Amia, Logos, and Ascalon. Phew, looks like they managed to stall the scary guy. Doctor, the drones have reached the control area. Gonna start hacking now. Whoops. Give me the ETA. How long is it gonna take? Half an hour? No, 20 minutes. Doctor, I know Amia and the corpse guys are having a tough time right now. Trust me, I wish I had a couple more pair of hands too. The gigantic machine lets out another growl. The previously silent cannon begins to rev up again. What just happened? The men on the cannon are under attack. There are hostiles in the distance. Ah, the Sarkaz. And Viserius guards. Oh no, those guys are absolute business. No idea what kind of arts those Sarkaz are using. All of a sudden, I just couldn't breathe. Confessorius witchcraft. These Sarkaz are their guards. When one's life depleted by this witchcraft so quickly, not even a medical arts can save them. Have Feist evacuate the cannon surroundings with our fighters. But then the weapon will go out of control again. Our men's lives are precious. I will destroy the berserk weapon. Commander, I'm feeling so much better now. Commander, are these yours arts? No. This light is mobile. Compared to mine, yes, it's much warmer. Look, someone just appeared behind the Confessorius guards. Who's that? One black robe. Is that a Confessorius? She's fighting those Sarkaz. Doctor, that's Shining. Did you ask her to come here? Calcic kept in touch with her. She's doing this of her own accord. Sheesh, I know how badass Shining can get. That's my first time seeing her fight for real. How do I put it? I just understand why she avoids fighting so much. Madame Confessorius came to the fight after all. Once again, you've gone against our leader's will. My actions are under his control. Wouldn't that make my departure hardly meaningful? Do you really despise our leader so much? No, never despised him. I've only ever despised myself. The guard's mask splits, allowing his final expression before he succumbs to the reflected sheath. It succumbs to be reflected in the sheath of Confessorius' sword. Shining gazes at her opponent. Her eyes are both calm and sorrowful. Once again, the final flicker of living flame has been burned to her blade forever. The mist of blood is rapidly evaporating under the power of the witchcraft. I guess blood magic doesn't work against sound magic that well, assuming that's what a Banshee Sarkaz specializes with. I think they covered it in one of the previous chapters, but I don't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to look it up. Countless beams of black energy are shot through the fissures torn open by the witchcraft. The tides of blood that shroud the commanding tower recede a little. Ha! Your swordsmanship, but not bad. Your Highness, we must finish this quickly. Do not disturb me. Blood's roar forces Manfred to take a few steps back. Ascalon's arm blade follows him closely. He knows she won't let him get away easily. A red bolt of lightning flashes across the clouds above the command tower. This Tikaz was... Of course you know. Just as I know your arm blade. Signal, you're contacting him. Yeah, we don't have much time. Right, as long as we bring Leto with us. Watch your defenses. The vampire's power is far greater than this. What a waste of blood. Battlefield from before was far from enough to satisfy the vampire. He turns his attention to the Victorian soldiers hiding. Wait, you can't. Oh, it'll be fine, Leto. Soon enough, I shan't even need to keep you alive. Lieutenant Colonel, ah! They can no longer speak. They fumble their way, blood sprays out of their spines, one stream after another, heeding his orders. Their arms and legs marching forward rapidly. They have received the Sanguinarch's blessing. Do it to their heart's content. Blood doesn't dry simply because of death. It only flows faster thanks to your futile actions. The soldiers no longer follow his commands. He watches them advance till they reach the edge of the rooftop. Oh, I see. Ascalon tried to see if she could slay some prior to getting to him, but since he's a blood mage, effectively, that doesn't matter. The Sarkaz fight will soon destroy this place. Their eyes do not even see those normal soldiers who are in flux between life and death. Most of the soldiers are Victorian. They're of an entirely different upbringing. They remain oblivious to his objective and the deal he made with the Sarkaz at this very moment. They simply follow him to the edge. He knows he shouldn't have moved. The vampire Manfred would have been in no hurry to kill him as long as he hid far back. We wanted to catch these soldiers about to fall to the depths below. Black energy beams. Ah. Lieutenant Colonel Leto, I can feel pain in your eyes. You think of yourself a Gaulish man. You revere a massive phantom of the past. You want to take hold of it to bring it back. But do you really believe the Sarkaz's word? Do you believe you truly believe that your dream to rebuild Gaul is even possible? You are afraid, sir. Pretend you still have control because you don't want to have to face the coward in you who wants to simply flee the war. Force yourself to believe that all sacrifices you make are for Gaul, but you also can't forget the eyes of the men you deceived, who you called to their deaths. You are the young Lord of Fiends they spoke of. I am, yes. Then I'm your enemy, yes. But you held me back. You don't want to see me die here? They call you the Lord of Fiends and the King of Sarcasm. All I see is a kind, gentle girl. Intense pain seizes her. This isn't the doing of the Liberator before her, nor is it the magic of the vampire Manfred. After all, this isn't an attack. Lamia, Lamia. A voice calls out to her, a voice as soft as a snow-white feather quilt that has been set out in the dry sun. She lifts her head. Now, Amia's powers are specifically the powers of empathy, reading a person's subconscious, but it's also something that can overwhelm her if it's a strong emotion like that. The strong burden, and there's no question Leto has a very powerful burden bearing down on him. The sky above her comes smashing down, the thick dark clouds surge towards her, engulfing from top to bottom, like a tight suffocating embrace. Gokda, Commander, we've taken back control of the cannon. 10 minutes. Give me 10 more minutes, I'll take care of them all. When the feelings attack, indeed. Also, hello, Proxley, welcome to the stream. Phew, Doctor, the first time in the past few days, I think we might be able to actually win this. Disclosure. What's up? I really wish you hadn't said that. Oh crap, he's right. By saying that, she's officially jinxed it. You're thinking I must have... Holy shit, Doctor, what the... My surveillance drone's alarms are all blaring at once. Damn it, Closure! Come on, say something. Going on quiet like that's really freaking me out. Wait, that's... Monster. Calcit is back. He's been buying his time. Doctor, you aren't trying to tell me the Nazir came back early, are you? Yeah, if it was just these generic soldiers, Calcit would wipe them out easily, but if she's here, then that means the one she was trying to hold back. Their advance must have been silent, otherwise someone would sure to have noticed they'd have broken through the walls and crossed half the city. Those footsteps are nothing but a signal that penetrates the hearts of all those in the battlefield through the trembling ground. Every street their eyes can reach is filled with Sarka's warriors. The shadows cast the dark clouds above cannot engulf them. After all, they are the dark shadows themselves. They are the ones who engulf the land. Oh boy, this is not looking good. The earth shakes. This stage is supposedly one of the more infamous ones of the chapter. That's why I'm not holding back at all. All my A-listers, I don't care if they're meta or not, I'm bringing them. And of course, this chapter, and of course, I borrowed a Mudrock, because to my understanding, she's probably going to be the best one to defend this lone slot here.
Shall we?
I guess I can bring Saga here.
Auf eure Plätze.
Everyone, focus on fighting. Just leave treatment to
Well,
me.
shit, it's the Vor monster.
I've got a way to treat you here.
Alright. I was hoping not to pop it this early, but... Vor monster means I cannot afford to hold back. Surtur. Do it. Not much has died yet, so it shouldn't be too bad here, but... That is a limited time
No
of
matter what
offer.
trouble we're in, I'll face it together with all of you.
I need Kyobi out because I need her to... Okay, those are gone here. Mudrock, I'm relying on you. Thanks to whoever's Mudrock I borrowed, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be how I can beat this.
Everyone, hang in there.
Mudrock, we're trusting you here.
Don't get careless just because I'm here.
Kyobi, activate your skill. No holding back. That thing needs to die, and it needs to die yesterday.
Picked a good place for me.
Yeah, Kyobi can handle that. In the meantime, I'll try and get a... Crap. That's going to be a rough one. I'll try and use Silver Ash here, then.
I've got a way to treat you here.
Alright, as long as this guy doesn't move, I'll have Surtur take them out.
Get a hold of your babies and relax.
What are you planning?
Can it reach that? Not quite yet. I'm absolutely not holding back because this stage is going to require I bring my best.
What are you planning? Fool, for what reason hast thou come?
Everyone, hang in there.
Well,
Let's just get
balls.
this done with.
Will trim?
Get a hold of your breathing
Alright.
and relax.
A knife, a life. Weapons are the basis for society.
No matter what trouble we're in, I'll face it together with all of
Alright,
you.
Mudrock's gonna have to handle those on her
A
own.
knife? You dare strike my shield with your spear? That's gonna end with you in pieces.
Fight for Londinium!
Bastards! Scram! I'm busy here!
I don't think she can kill the Vor monster in time.
I've got a way to treat you here.
Nope, we failed. Darn it. Yeah, this is a rather infamous mission.
Please, don't be disheartened. Not every composition is smooth from start to finish. There'll always be a few rounds of polish before you land where you want to.
But I do think Mudrock at the top was a good idea. She was holding it just fine. It's mostly the middle here that I need to worry about. Now, there's a few things I could potentially do to try and fix it. One could be to bring to more casters. Stainless isn't being as helpful in this particular mission, so I could also swap him out for something. Also, he's pretty expensive, but not Eben expensive. Aya is another Hella Drop unit that might be able to help. I could also Ifrit it. Actually, Ifrit might be ideal here. Well, yeah. I'll give Ifrit a try and see how this goes. So, fingers crossed. Hoping for the best.
Prolonged casting makes my headaches flare up, and I even hallucinate if I'm unlucky. Let's make it a blitzkrieg, shall we?
My sword's gonna cleave your bodies and values alike.
Alright, let's get Mountain out here just so I can smash this tree while we're waiting. And right, I need a healer up here.
Don't get careless just because I'm here.
Alright, Surtur time. Need to get rid of the Vor monsters as soon as humanly possible, or else this is just going to be harder for everyone involved, including me.
Arrived at designated position. Treatment target sighted. No matter what trouble we're in, I'll face it together with all of you.
When 'tis a choice of life and death, why shouldst thou lay down
Oops.
thy arms?
I completely forgot there was a top lane. That's on me. How'd I forget there was a top lane to worry about? Alright, let's keep going then. Once again, I'm pretty confident Mudrock is the key to victory here, so we'll go with that. I guess in theory I could also have gone with Horn, though, since she can take those things out before they reach her, but I can't back her up if she has to deal with them directly.
Stay safe and keep in contact. Remember, the mission comes second. Your lives come first.
I am at your command.
Arrived at designated position. Treatment target sighted. Get a hold of your breathing and relax.
Alright, no enemies have died yet, so the ones coming out of this tree should be relatively weak. Mudrock, it's all you.
I've got a way to treat you here. Don't get careless just got a way to treat you here. I've got a way to treat you here.
Don't worry. Get behind me if you feel yourself slipping.
The performance will begin soon, but it seems our audience can't contain themselves.
Everyone, hang in there.
I could probably use her ability here and be fine.
I've got a way to treat you here.
Very well.
Faster. Hinfort aus meinem Kopf.
No matter what trouble we're in, I'll face it together with all of you.
Let's just get this done with.
Made up your mind?
Oh, right, the Vor monster. How could I forget that?
Tremble!
Art thou mine worthy enemy? Or art thou not but a
Behind me if you feel
Chain
yourself
casters, faster.
A knife? Even a virtuous king must from time to time look to the sword.
Why is Eben focusing on that
Everyone,
thing?
hang in there.
Oh, because yeah. Oh, that's not gonna be good.
No matter what trouble we're in,
Stronger than as graceful as 3/4.
Mudrock, I hope you can survive that on your own, because I don't have anyone who can help you at the moment. I can, however, do that to try and help.
Oh,
no matter what trouble we're in, I'll face it together with all of you.
Stronger dynamics.
Get a hold of your breathing.
Yeah, these machines pretty much require... Oh, crap, I forgot about that. Alright, Surtur is our only shot at this. Forgot about those guys completely.
Get a hold of your breathing and relax. No matter what trouble we're in, I'll face it together with all of you.
No! No, don't end the... Don't end the damn... No, this is not an acceptable
yeah,
victory, and
you
I just
sure
wasted
messed up.
all that.
What did I tell you about air bubbles weakening the iron?
I just wasted all that sanity because it won, and I should have just quit. That's on me. That's that's on me. I need to stop it, and I didn't. That is 100% on me.
Understood, Professor.
Ifrit's not helping as much as I thought she would. Probably bring Pawsey
The day
instead.
shall come for every land dweller.
Eben's
day they
helping,
find it-
it's just that he was attacking the tree when I needed him to attack something more productive. Although I also can't just ignore the trees, because as you saw, even Surtur was far too
Stay safe
ineffective.
and keep in contact. Remember, the mission comes second.
But at least the good news is we
Your
have
lives come
confirmation
first.
that Mudrock can indeed hold the
I'll
top
let you
lane by
command.
herself. She does not need assistance for it.
Everyone, focus on fighting. Just leave treatment to me. I've got a way to treat you here.
The The performance will begin soon, but it seems our audience can't contain themselves.
No matter what trouble we're in, I'll face it together with all.
As startling as a tritone.
Oh. Oh, damn it, I forgot to take Mudrock. All I can do is quit now. I can't believe I failed all that sanity just because I forgot to cancel the cancel the
Terrible.
mission early.
If I really let myself loose,
And the worst part is
things
because I
would get
won,
a
I'll now have to
whole lot
reshuffle my
nastier
friend list
for
until I get
everyone
Mudrock again.
involved.
That's awful. That's just awful. Oh, yeah, that's nowhere near as good a Mudrock. I can't use that one. I can't use that one. Yeah, I barely managed to win with the one at max level. What hope do I have with one with no masteries and with M1 and not even module level?
We can take care of ourselves, Professor. You just focus on giving orders. Everyone,
My sword's gonna cleave your bodies and values alike.
no matter what trouble we're in, I'll face it together with all of you.
The performance will begin soon, but it seems our audience can't contain.
Get a hold of your breathing and relax.
As gracefully as life flickered.
Get a hold of your breathing and relax.
Mudrock can handle this by herself, so I'll let her deal with it.
Everyone, hang in there.
If I can get A out here, she can actually take that thing out just fine.
Everyone, hang in there. Professor? Please give your
Aya, do your thing.
I've got a way to treat
Yeah,
you
I
here.
absolutely need arts damage if I want to be able to handle those guys.
Not one of you is getting away.
There we are.
Get a hold of your breathing and relax. Please give your orders, Professor. I've got a way to treat you here.
1, 2, come on.
Fast attempt as startling as a tritone.
We can't have any more casualties.
Oh, damn it. Surtur couldn't use her skill because of the stupid necrosis.
I've got a way to treat
I
you
think that
here.
just lost me the whole run, because I know for a fact I can't do anything
cover
about
my
that
eyes.
anymore. Damn it.
No matter what trouble we're in, I'll face it together with all of you. Your orders, please. Wolf pierces deeper than noob on the battlefield.
Acknowledged.
Oops,
I've got a way to
wrong
treat
one.
you here.
I mean, it's good that someone expendable, but not an ideal situation to be in, that's for certain.
No matter what trouble we're in, I'll face it together with.
Hinfort aus meinem Kopf.
When 'tis a choice of life and death, why should
I've got a way to treat you here.
Yeah, that's no good. El Bando, welcome to the stream. I am suffering through this mission.
No way! Doctor, you aren't trying to hold the line here, are you? Come on! Quit spacing out! Hurry up and run!
Unfortunately, since I failed at the absolute last second, I end up wasting some sanity. Which isn't too bad, I do have some needing specific units. I'm already borrowing a Mudrock, because I'm pretty sure she's the important one for holding that top lane up there.
It's time. We should be departing any moment now.
I'm going to complain about Saga's DP cost until she gets her module.
Brock,
I swear, 10
Hey, now
DP,
my
14
fuzzy
DP
Arknight
for a
announcements.
Vanguard is
About to
just
ride
too
together.
much. At least
Been
for
so
one
long.
that claims to be here for the purposes of DP generation.
Everyone, focus on fighting. Just leave treatment to me. I've got a way to treat
Need
you
to get rid of
here.
all these here. I need to do it, and I need to do it before the necrosis becomes an issue, and before they become strong enough that it's a problem.
Everyone, hang in there.
Mudrock, you got it.
Everyone, hang in there. All the best.
Alright, Anne needs to get her skills immediately because she has to kill that
Get a
thing.
hold of your breathing and relax. Not one of you is getting away. Please give your orders. How's that?
Alright, that should help out a lot. And here comes the next one. I don't think
No
she'll
matter
kill it,
what
but she'll come
trouble we're in,
close.
I'll face it together with all of you.
Halsey,
Look
you
at
know
the
what to do.
birdie. I'm ready to fire.
I've got a way to treat you here.
We lost someone. Not looking good.
Everyone, hang in there.
Acknowledge.
No, not that. Square the square.
I've got a way to treat you
Damn
here.
it! Everything's dying left and right. This is well past the point where YouTube would phase me, so... The one thing left to do. Time for the fuck it button. There's one who is not going to let me down here.
Compassion saves no one on the battlefield.
Need to generate DP a bit, but otherwise...
My sword's gonna cleave your bodies and values alike.
Not one of you is getting away. Get a hold of your breathing and relax.
Just like the old days? No.
Mano wants you to put
I've got
these
a way to
foolish
treat you here.
ambitions to rest.
Let's just get this done with.
I'm fully Hada. Dish.
Oh nice, it highlights his whole range so I can easily see it.
I've got a
It's
way
nice.
to treat you here. I'll cover my allies. No matter what trouble we're in, I'll face it together with all of you.
Alright, let's see how this goes.
With pleasure.
Halsey, do your thing here with your skill.
Fire! Get a hold of your breathing and relax.
With pleasure.
Gonna have to take these back and go with a,
I'll be careful. Get a hold of your breathing and relax.
someone dying is not a good sign.
Professor, temperature stable.
Alright, time for the nuclear option here.
Relax. give you orders. Get a hold of your breathing and relax.
I'm full.
Leonard, it's your turn.
Everyone, hang in there.
Very well.
Kyobi, do your thing. Kyobi, damn it. Aim for the one closest to the blue box.
Trouble we're in, I'll face it together with all of you. Get a hold of your breathing and relax.
When 'tis a choice of life and death, what
Fool! For what reason hast thou
Surtur, you can handle these guys on your own, I think.
Everyone, hang in there. I'll cover my eyes.
I'm gonna want Pawsey here, I think.
Oh, why do I gotta waste my precious time on the likes
Come on,
of
Myanmar, I need you to
third-rate
charge. I need you to do it
amateurs?
yesterday.
I'm fully out there. Time.
Get a hold of your breathing and relax. Your orders. Abandon resistance now, or I pull the trigger.
Stronger than as doleful as a clarinet.
No matter what trouble we're in, I'll face it
Phew.
together with all of you.
Yeah. Well, I hate to whip out a button that strong, but eventually the bullshit becomes too much. Also, I'm really bad at this game, so hey, a win's a win. Enemies have greater movement speed and some enemies will differ. Joy, but at least this one doesn't look nearly as frustrating as the last one. And yes, I'm going to go ahead and use all my sanity potions here. I intend to complete this tonight, if at all possible. I guess I can bring back Cerny for this.
Through my
I
creations,
thought maybe Aurora,
both
but there's
pain
too many
and
enemies up
joy
top. I don't
become
think she can
immortal.
kill them fast enough. I probably should have also exchanged Paprika for someone a stronger healer, but she's a good, solid, pure healer, and that's what I really needed there. Plus, you can't go wrong with her skills. Either faster heals or more meaty heals. And wait, why is Neon... I actually did get Neon's module
Guess
unlocked,
one
by the way,
thing's never
so...
gonna change with time.
Don't know why I didn't have that
Swords will
equipped, but whatever.
inevitably clash.
Oh yes, and as you might have noticed, I did finally get Stainless's skill 1 to M3. Working on the rest of his skills now, but it's gonna be a while.
Squad
I'm probably
11
gonna
of
run out of
Self
math
Salvation
soon.
Corps, joining up with Rhodes Island.
It's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be done in time for the stream, but at the very least, I should be able to get him going. Hey, I said I was gonna M9 Stainless. A support like him, and plus he's one of those rare units where all three skills are valid and powerful.
A smith's gotta be ready to pay the debt accrued by the weapons she forges.
Probably gonna go here, so let's do that here.
Picked a good place for me.
I guess I can have her as a stopgap just to gain until I gain enough DP here. I'm really glad the AoE doesn't stack, because honestly it's not very threatening as it is now. When blocked for the first time, Devour blocker, defense greatly increased, but movement speed is highly reduced. Operator will re-emerge once the Devourer is killed. Well, I think we all know what I need to do here, huh? Kyobi, where's Kyobi? Here. Let's waste
To
some time here.
tremble in my music is your honor.
Okay, that's utterly useless. She couldn't damage that thing.
When 'tis a choice of
Fight for Londinium! Victory for Londinius!
That's no good. It's dealing too much damage to him. Alright, well, this is why we're doing it during the event, because I have free
terrible.
free
If I really let
sanity
myself
costs
loose,
for all of it.
things would get a whole lot nastier. For
Alright, note to self,
everyone
get Kyobi out
involved.
sooner so that she can melt that thing. Because I do think this is the generally a good strategy, I just need to keep up with it. Although fast redeploy to sacrifice might not be a bad idea. Guess gravel would technically be
You want to
cheapest.
go together?
Hope you're into Vor gravel, because we're about to have to deal with some of it.
Stay safe and keep in contact.
So I guess it's not impossible,
Remember,
I mean,
the
Gummy's
mission
into it.
comes second. Your lives come first.
I guess the best bet here would be to funnel all enemies into one specific location. No, you could block coming from the left. I could. There's a lot of things I could and indeed probably should be
Don't get
doing,
careless just because
but I
I'm
guess what
here.
matters is I need to funnel them. Kyobi, you know what to do. Plus, this also means
Don't
I can kind
hesitate,
of
dear.
pile up all my units on
I'm
this
ready to
particular
fire.
area.
With pleasure.
For a life of peace.
Down to work!
There we are. That should not have worked, I'm gonna be completely honest. But it did, and that's what matters.
Let's just get this done with.
Well, at least by having Eben
Performance would
here,
have
I
been
should be able
sure,
to smash
but
them
it
out.
seems our audience can't contain themselves.
Rampaging, fast attacks, cause the target take arts damage over time, effect removed. Alright, so it deals 8 healing damage over time, but a heal will remove it. Lucky for me, I am actually focusing pretty decently on that. And I think forcing them to take a more scenic route would help me. So let's force them to do precisely that. Of course you'd focus the wrong person, Kyobi. Why wouldn't you? Well, what am I saying? It's K. Of course she'd do something a little silly here and there.
Acknowledged.
As gracefully as life Viertel.
Alright, this is an attack buff, so, here. You know what? Let's, go all out, shall we? Everything onto
Basta
Eben.
tempo.
3,000 attack power. Okay, yeah, thanks, Eben. I think we can rely on him for that, huh? Huh, interesting. Apparently those dogs count as elite enemies. Ah, we're on our way to find the Sigh of Kings, the Excalibur. Those statues, the kings of Victoria. The phantoms roam here. Not spirits of the dead, but a shadow of history and memory. Alexandrina, their voices have become clear. They're familiar and warm, as though they came from a forgotten corner of her memory. Just like how her name was called with scolding and love when she lingered too long in the garden. Alexandrina? Just like how her name was called with anxiety and urging when she sneaked out of the palace to see what was outside with curious eyes. Alexandrina. just like how her name was called with pride and approval when she swung her wooden sword, dreaming about becoming a warrior without equal. Alexandrina. But who is calling her like this? Statues of the Aslan and Draco kings are all displayed here. Here's her grandfather, Frederick III, conqueror of Gaul. By his side his mother, Queen Elizabeth the Glorious. All in the procession begin treading lightly. She is searching. She knows it's fruitless, but her eyes cannot help but search. She stops before one of the statues. It is never finished, leaving behind only a rough silhouette. Chisel marks can clearly be seen. An elaborate robe is yet to be liberated from the stone. Where the face should be, there is only a blur of rock with the slightest hint of eyes. The crown on its head hints at the statue's position. By tradition, origin art is not used in the creation of these statues. They are the result of years of hard work by royal sculptors. Magnifico, indeed. His Majesty's passing was sudden. I know. His Majesty's burden was heavy, politically and tangibly. The Empire was saddled with war debts, and declining Draco hardly welcomed the continued Aslan rule with open arms. No matter how others might assess His Majesty, Father and I did not feel he was inferior in any way to the kings who lie here. Perhaps Allerdale. I don't remember, I'm afraid. Maybe that's how he looked in my memories. Alexandrina. Was it him calling? Or perhaps all of them? The statues do not look the same. Some are solemn, some look kind. She finds no image of them in her memory, but some feels some kind of connection with them, deep down. The only ones who may style themselves Victoria are the monarchs of Victoria, and the heir to the throne. Therefore, she is Victoria just like them. Looks away. Compared to the vast and glorious, she's more familiar with the tiny taverns of Norport Borough, the scalding bitterness of cheap ale, licking a sour lollipop after a fight. And she spent most of her life growing up as basically a gang leader, so it's understandable why she's hesitant to accept her birthright, but at the same time, well, since there's an actual power tied to it, it may be the only way we can stop whatever's coming. She turns away. In that moment, she spots a shadow behind the statues. To arms! They'll grab their weapons. Looks like we found the ones who left the traces, Sarka's bodies. Hundreds, if not more. Interesting, so the Sark has won the fight. Most have decomposed the skeletons, but the clothes tell us they were Sarka's World Court elites. Confiscaris guards. Confiscaris guards? I mean, when even just a couple showed up in that battlefield, it was a huge deal. There's a good reason it took Shining specifically to stop them. But whatever was here, it handled them on its own, apparently. Hold on, I'm gonna grab a sip of my drink here. Just good old-fashioned water tonight. I intend to finish it, but as you could expect of a VN, it's gonna be really rough on my throat, and I need some good, refreshing drink to handle this, and water is a classic. Obviously not as good in taste as a soda or a fruit drink like I normally grab, but hey, it gets the job done, and that's what matters. Frankly, the word elite is an understatement. A fight with any one of them would be a desperate struggle. Yeah, they're definitely one where simply their name alone could be a boss fight, I imagine. Kind of like how Emperor's Blade is just one Emperor's Blade, not a specific one, just to establish how powerful they are. And there's a few bosses like that, so yeah, don't underestimate them. Who are they fighting? She feels Allerdale's breath grow heavy. Bronze continues to glitter in the shadows of the corpses. Even history could not rob them of their color. She keeps moving forward. I hope whoever did that is not hanging around, that's for sure. The Knights of the Empire never back down, one after another. Swords, fire, corrosive arts. An entire suit of armor is covered in dried blood. Arts imbued Pila over 5 meters in length impaled their torsos. They kept formation, they fought on. Well, I guess this would explain it. Patriot himself admitted the Steam Knights were the only ones who gave him trouble, who gave him pause. And given how absurdly powerful he was, these guys are absolutely no joke. Yeah, I can understand why they are probably one of the few things that could have ever stopped a Confessarius and elite guards like that. Nothing could defeat them. Not the royal court, not the Confessari, not even death itself. Suddenly she understands. She understands why the sound of steam had not been heard in Londinium for the past 4 years. They gave their lives to protect the sword. That's why they all vanished. A shame that last one in Allerdale's house got burned up. It'd be nice if we could rebuild that and maybe have Allerdale as a summoned operator. Maybe a duelist alternative to Eunectus? Who knows? But I guess it's too late now. The Vampire King burned it down, and these here are clearly in no shape for fighting. Steam Knights. Allerdale stumbles. Siege extends an arm to old friend. Are you alright? Fine, it's just the air. I think back to the steam armor of Cumberland Manor. They were always defending no matter the cost. They were the Steam Knights. They carried the glorious banner of Victoria. No. Noises screech, roar. There's the sound of steam gushing when the knights charge. What is this emotion so potent that it threatens to break through everything? She closes her eyes. Emotions confuse her, but the confusion is clear. They were betrayed. What? Clear from the layout of bodies, the Steam Knights were the attackers and the Sarkaz were the defenders. Ridiculous, isn't it? This isn't a story of how the Steam Knights defend the simple Victoria, the face of everlasting Sarkaz tide. It was a trap, a trick. The Knights stumbled into an ambush the Sarkaz prepared for them. An ambush the Sarkaz set in the Mausoleum of Kings itself. Sacrilege! How did they get in here? The key is only... No. We handed it over to them. The traitor Duke Cavendish, or the clown Duke Stafford? No. No Steam Knight had been seen in 4 years because they were all here. One or two dukes, blinded by ambition, could not recall all Steam Knights to Londinium. They were betrayed by all of Victoria. The burning palace, the golden mane. She could not shake the images ever since she set foot within. Hears the angry moaning of a man, plots being whispered in the shadows. She hears laments and coarse curses, frenzied cries, faceful announcements. Roaring, scolding, sobbing, sneering. She hears drip. Oh no, the supreme drip is here. We couldn't prepare for that. The sounds of tears falling. Siege. Those steam knights. She does her best to suppress her sobbing. The girl who calls herself a knight has never cried, no matter how desperate the situation is. But now tears are flowing down her face. I don't understand why. I don't. Siege walks up to her and puts her arms around her trembling shoulders. Sorry, Dogda, I was wrong. Victoria is more than just parliament nobility. It's you and me as well. There are still people willing to cry for them. We don't have too much time, but I'm still king to you, and then if I'm still king to you, let me give you an order this once. Dagda, knight of the tower, salute these men who held the glorious banner even after they were betrayed. Salute them as a knight would on their behalf. 30, 31, 32. So many suits of armor. They all died here. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. The Sarkaz, before they could truly take over Londinium, would need to eliminate all Steam Knights, or else they'd never have been able to succeed. Her gaze sweeps over each and every unmoving set of armor. She salutes them one by one, even though those within died years ago. Even though she's holding a strange metal claw rather than a ceremonial sword, she performs the proper rites in accordance with tradition. You're a knight too. I was. I used to be a knight of Victoria just like them, the knight of the tower. Many see it as no more than a noble title. Yes, we've had no one left to defend ever since His Majesty left us. Silly, isn't it? A bunch of pompous knights guarding an empty palace. All of us, as we stood upon the tower and knew the palace behind us was empty, we would only see lights coming from the city in front of us. Heard your heir to somebody apparently very important. But it sounds like being a knight of the tower isn't a particularly attractive job. My mother was Countess of Manchester, but all my family has left is a lonely manor in a border city. Your mother loved you. She left you with a backup plan. She thought you'd be safe with the Knights of the Tower without a king to protect. It's taught her, indeed. A toter. My master told me the king would return. The Knights of the Tower would wipe away their shame until the Sarkaz army smashed open the doors of the tower with their weapons. The Sarkaz didn't do anything to the palace, at least not openly. They didn't want to give anyone excuses. They couldn't tolerate the existence of the Knights of the Tower. We tried. The bulk of the Knights of the Tower. Quick question. I noticed that there's no sound here, and while that is atmospheric to show just how solemn the scene is, uh, was there any sound when I was doing the map, when I was fighting? Because it seems oddly quiet. No. Shit! That means I forgot to turn on the sound music, I'm sorry. Usually when I'm grinding, I turn off the sound so that I can have it in a different window, but I guess I forgot to turn it back on for the stream. Whoops. Alright. A shame, the music of this chapter has actually been pretty good. And, the VA lines are fine. Okay, so you still heard those. That is good to know, thank you. Alright. All that's left is a few of the Master Knights, a bunch of self-exiled prize, but no like music. Alright, so I turned on one but not the other somehow, or maybe I just only turned off the music and forgot to turn off the voice lines. Okay, either way, I'll just fix that after this cutscene. But we tried. We brought shame upon ourselves once, we couldn't do it again. You weren't born when the old Lion King was hanged, you know. Don't put this burden on yourself. I swore an oath, I was one of them, even without the king's blessing. They tricked me, decided that I was to live before they made their final charge. Master Finn was seriously injured when he sent me out of the tower. I could see blood seeping from under his armor. I'd never seen such an expression on his face. He said it was liberation. He said it was an end to regret and guilt, to the long years of ignoble resistance. He never asked what I wanted. I wanted to die with them. Life can't be so easily thrown away. Dying is simple. All it really takes is one bolt, one thrust of a blade, one infected wound, one tiny little piece of active originium. Well, at least this is a scene where it actually does feel like the lack of sound does add to the overall atmosphere, because like I said, it's a very solemn location. All the Steam Knights met their end here, uh, and of course, Dagda's reflecting on her past. So yeah, it's fine. It should be fine for now at least, but I need to get it back on right away. Living is hard. Living is a constant struggle against feeling that dying is a way out. You've walked a long road and made good friends. You didn't let your elders down. You did well. Veteran mercenary pats Dagda's shoulders. It's a touch of a stranger, but it reminds her of the warmth of her long-dead comrades, how their palms gently touched her head and shoulders like this, time and time again. Never had the chance to mourn them all those years away. The war is not yet over. It's not yet time to reminisce. But as she gazed upon the broken arm of the Steam Knights, all the memories of the last battle, the Knights of the Tower gushed to the surface. She does not understand. Why is the end always like this, when there are so many people of this land? Why must heroes fade away quietly in the dark? Why are they never triumphant? She just can't take it anymore. Cry if you need to. The others cannot see with me standing here. Sometimes you just need to let it out. Sob. Suits of armor remain silent all around them. You look nervous, Allerdale. Do I? I wonder, how do you feel about the Steam Knights? They couldn't stop what happened 26 years ago. I don't know, and I don't really care. Someone by the name of Gawain told me that there were no Steam Knights in Londinium at the time. Parliament had sent them away. They did nothing when they returned. What do you think then, Allerdale? I can tell you really revere the Steam Knights. Revere? I don't know if I can say that. I'm just thinking, Sir Charles Lynch was the last Steam Knight to be knighted during His Majesty's reign. There were no new Steam Knights in the 2 decades following. Was it a warning? The price of a struggle that no one knows about? Did the dukes have their blades pointed at each other's throats? Perhaps the betrayal had already started by then. I can't imagine what kind of slow death that must have been. Victoria killed itself, it seems. The voices mutter in protest. Siege pretends not to hear. Repeats calmly but strongly. Victoria killed itself with its own greed, ambition, and desire. Will you wipe the slate clean, your royal highness? The voices fall silent. They're waiting for an answer as well. Kind of reminds me of my thoughts at the end of Elden Ring. After all, one of the endings is simply to take the Golden Order's power and leave, even allowing to start again, but another is to take what you can and rebuild it, hopefully to do it right this time, so I can respect whatever decision Siege will make here. I'll do what I must.
The battle is over. It's time to return and write, and do something more meaningful than this.
Alright, well, at least I've been doing the whole chapter on hard mode so far. Ooh, alright, I've got a new,
Doctor, I'm just back from patrol.
one sec.
Safe as houses all around.
I don't think
You can
settings
break
shows
for a bit
anything,
longer.
anything,
The tenser the state of things, the more
there we
you
are.
need a proper
Yeah, I don't
skin
think the
shower,
settings
mate.
show off anything particularly sensitive, but better safe than sorry, you know? Let me collect my daily missions here, and I guess I can go back now. There we are. I'll go ahead and grab these two while I'm here. Good, I can start leveling some more operators soon. But, yeah, as you can see, I've been slowly recovering my resources after mostly building up stainless, but I've still got a ways to go here. Answer me, thunderclaps. Writhe to bursting the dark clouds, anyone unwilling to lament. 0 SP means this is effectively a cutscene. It's just scripted, so let's see how it goes. Ooh, Haze. Haze was an old favorite before I got my higher star casters. She's really good, but I doubt she'd be helpful in this chapter, unfortunately. Also, you can get Dagged now. Oh yeah, I was going to do this, but I wanted to wait till the music up so I could hear her, stuff. Here we are.
Knight of the Tower, Isabella Montague. On behalf of Siege and our little alliance, I express our sincerest gratitude. What do you mean I don't trust a knight? Looks can be bloody deceiving.
I do like her as a character, but I just haven't been all that big on brawlers other that are not named Mountain. Maybe I should give them a try, but if I do, it's going to be Indra. I can tell you that right now, because a lot of them have an issue with defense over offense, but to her credit, Indra actually does have pretty good offense, having both arts damage and defense ignore, so regardless of the enemy, it's very hard for them to avoid taking good damage from her. It's just, you know, she has no durability whatsoever. She just keeps getting two-tapped by everything. Two-shot. That's the better way to put it. Alrighty. A lot of these operators are ones I had. Alright. Story time. This time with actual music. Whoa. Bloody hell, these new lads are tough. If you get Chong, you use a pretty decent one. It's tempting, but honestly, I think Lin from that banner is a bit more tempting, since, from my experience, video games that grant your allies exploding shields are very, very fun. Plus, I seem to like Phalanx casters, if, Mint is any indication. But I guess we'll see. Like I said, I need to pay attention. If any rabbits show up, I'll have to save for them. My rabbit team is mostly a for fun thing, but that still means I need to care about the rabbits whenever we get more. Hey, we have to get a Rim Billiton event eventually, right? Right? Bloody hell, these new lads are tough. We'll charge together. Ready, set. Grab me. No, stay back. Get away from the dead. Cough, cough. What's going on? Strange aura permeates the battlefield around the fallen soldiers. Something seeks out from the skin. Eyes, ears, noses. It's not blood, though. In fact, it's nothing tangible, period. Perhaps it's fear? The fear of what comes after death? An insurmountable fear that's rapidly draining life force? Get back! Whatever it was, apparently Shining could stop it. Souls has affect everyone. You're from Rose Island, Doctor? Closure called you Doctor, right? Everyone get behind me. Smells... This is witchcraft? All ancient Sarkaz witchcraft comes from the same place. Death. Lich, gargoyle, vampire, Najira, wind. Death is the end for most living things, but the source of power for many Sarkaz. Your sword stopped the corruption from spreading? Life and death have always been two sides of the same coin. But there's only so much time I can buy. We cannot stop the armies of the Najira, even if it's only the vanguard here. The ancient Sarkaz slithers on the battlefield, driving death and decay before him. I've only heard legends. We must hurry. Halsey gave the signal to retreat. Urgent screech. Recall the drone's closure. I guess there's no other way. Transmitted data, 70%. It'll have to do. Feist, get Clovisia. Alright, Doctor. Everyone follow me. Rhodes Island, follow monster and cover the core retreat. Yes, Doctor. Whoops. Amiya's group. Inform Amiya, Ascalon, and Logos. No response. Your call goes unanswered. We're gonna have to trust that they can handle things on their own. Something's not right, though. She's not in the habit of ignoring you, even in the middle of fierce fighting. The PRTS does not show the status of operators, but you realize she's in great danger. Amiya! If anything happens, the precious Daughteru. Ah! Najir has arrived early, it seems. Time to move. Dr. Calzet was quick enough. Delaying the Lich is all she can do. The Najir army is far more organized than any other Sarkaz faction. They will have to move quickly. Daughter Chan. Indeed. Amiya? Retreat? No, they cannot. The vampire's blood shackles can be cut. The Najir's deadly corruption can be resisted. There's no way to avert the dark cloud's gaze as long as they remain on this land. There's no place untouched by the anguish and wrath of the Sarkas. I think I mentioned before, but I personally interpreted the Doctor and Amiya's relationship as sort of a parent-child one. At least that's how I've taken it. The Doctor, despite letting you name them, the Doctor is an established character within the world, so... Yeah, and that's the general impression I got, and so that's the interpretation I'm sticking with for the purposes of the story. Countless voices rush to her head. She hears children who lost their parents sobbing as they walk amongst ruins. See, I thought brother and sister. Also possible. And yeah, I could see a sort of older brother and younger sister sort of things. Yeah, I guess it depends. I'd have to look. I have to double check the Babel stuff. Although I do have to be careful. The spoilers for the home servers event have come in, and apparently there's some big lore drops, and I want to avoid those before they arrive here. I don't mind knowing about the operators and stuff because that helps me plan accordingly. But story spoilers, I try to avoid those where possible. Fortunately, there are some things about this chapter that was spoiled before me going in, but most of it, like exactly what happens here, or this, I'm not entirely sure how it's going to play out. Feel free to guess once it's over. Once the chapter's over, feel free to guess which ones I were aware of and which I wasn't. But not yet, please. Don't want to accidentally risk spoiling things before it happens. I'm not someone who usually cares too much about spoilers, but since I'm streaming it, I figure I should probably get my fresh thoughts as much as possible. Alright, she hears the dull clunk of a young soldier's sword as it meets the head of an enemy for the first time. A banshee, facing a deformed city, chanting incantations. Just learned the silver moonlight. She hears a vampire chuckle low in the canyon, turning enemies, charging towards the Sarkaz settlement into a sea of blood. Hears the dead souls in the sky, screaming towards the earth. Why did we have to die? Because we were Sarkaz? Black lines surge uncontrollably from her eyes, ears and mouth stretching and entwining. For an instant, all Sarkaz feel their hearts grasped by black strings. Don't be affected, Amiya. What happened, Doctor? I thought I heard a sound. The earth is filled with darkness. Darkness gives birth to evil. Evil brings pain. What's Closure saying? I don't understand. I don't know. I feel dizzy. What's happening in my head? Is this Sarkaz witchcraft, Doctor? Oh, but I don't feel anything. Hey, look at the enemy. Darkness, pain, share. I've heard a similar language before, but where? It's a kind of hypnotic suggestion. Doctor, retreat with the core and the other operators immediately. Oh, but Amiya. Shining, you're affected too, aren't you? A rampant power is eating away at all souls, the Sarkaz. Not even Conficeris can repel it, even if I can resist it for a little while. Could be. Only those sovereign of the Sarkaz could use the hope of their men as consolation and punish traitors with their deepest fears. Only the King of Sarkaz. If it's not Amiya, I know what you're thinking, Doctor. You're wondering which king is attacking all of them indiscriminately. Amiya's in danger. Yeah, it seems like Theresa, however you pronounce it, seems... Yeah, yeah. I think I mentioned before, but a big thing about Shining is she's supposed to only draw her sword when it's a big deal. So, and if she becomes an altar, she'll be doing that all the time, which will make it feel a little less. I felt the kind of... I won't be against if it happens. I mean, great for those hoping for her, but I felt the kind of the same way when Tiamat became summonable in FGO. Her story was really great, but then bringing her back was... felt like it kind of cheapened the whole story arc a bit. Oh, but no, nothing against anyone who wanted her, because, well, the whole reason she became playable is so many asked for her, so, yeah. I'm perfectly fine wishing luck for those who want those, and for those who will go for Shining Altar. Me, I guess I'd go more for Siege Altar myself. The power of the King of Sarkaz. How can such an uncontained vessel contain millennia of our racial memories? I see. Cannot contain it. The ring you wear on your hand rings you wear on your hand come from Teresa. Thought it would trap both the blessing and the curse, but we forgot that what was given can be taken back. Ugh. Ascalon took a big hit. Must have noticed Ascalon. His Highness is affecting Amia. We can't afford to delay. The Nashiran Terraces may appear at any moment. We must take Amia away by force if necessary. Yeah. She can't control her powers. Yeah, she can't control her powers yet, and that's what they're trying to take advantage of. The rings do not crack or change color. They're trembling because she is. Little rabbit, you are not worthy of the crown Terrace has bestowed upon you. I'm pretty sure that's Terrace's choice and not yours, buddy. But sure, go on and pretend like you have the right to an opinion on the matter. Not because you're not sarcasm, but because you've never tried to understand the nature of the sarcasm. Like Terrace, you've been blinded by the creature that calls itself Calcit. You thought the Sarkaz are a race linked by blood, like the felines? You thought our wrath resistance to injustice? You thought our struggle to conflict between nations? But are they truly so? Look my vengeance in the eye, King of Sarkaz. Listen to the lamentations in the clouds above your head. They will tell you the Sarkaz were never the same people as the shameful invaders. The elders and ancients were never the same people. Kazdel was never a city nor a nation. When the Sarkaz were known as the Tikaz, when they still had a home, Kazdel meant the entire world we saw before our eyes. This guy really looks like Gladia. Well, he certainly knows how to be dapper, just like Gladia. I must say, he's been a pretty good bad guy so far. Very imposing, very elegant. Definitely definitely fits some of the vampire stereotypes, but also feeling like his own thing. Although I guess that could be said about most of the various kinds. I mean, we have Logos using the Banshee's sound magic there. Kazdel was Terra. As was Terra itself. Infinite sorrow engulfs her, binding her, suffocating. Dark clouds fill her vision. No matter where she turns, how could she escape? What would it take? She can only listen. She's being overwhelmed. He's the kind of guy you want to punch in the face. Yep. Asarka scales the city walls. Behind him, a city of gray iron. Above his head, a black banner. Wounded warriors line up before him. Young Sarkaz, about his age but untrained, guard the city walls with rusty swords in their hands. Countless compatriots stand behind him, some old, some young, many with nothing more than a bow and arrow for hunting. The enemies tread the barons that come before the city. They heard the stabs of spirecasters cut through air. They hear the Gaulish gunners directing their Originium guns. They hear heavy footsteps of steam armor and the gushing of steam as they charge. The Victorian invasion. They hear the wind blowing at the commander's robes, the cold and dull sound it makes when it hits armor. Who is this feline? The steam knights stand before her. Is she Victorian general? Will the spire casters and Gaulish gunners also obey her call? They hear her pass judgment upon the Sarkaz. I know all the Sarkaz are planning. Hatred is a sickness that cannot be cured. Your vengeance will bring wounds to the land that can never be healed. Ambition must be culled while in the bud, for the peace of the world is for the next 200 years. Not after that, though. After that, they'll have to fend for themselves, but 200 years is perfectly fine. Fire rushes toward Kazdel from all directions. Another Kazdel is reduced to ruin. Countless Sarkaz die in the conflagration, but a worse fate awaits those who survive. Why did I have to die? Because our origin's different? Must we be eradicated simply because the land could not stand our hatred anymore? 6 heroes rise from the ruins. They charge the great army before them, carrying the burning banner of Kazdel. No Sarkaz dies willingly. The screams of tens and thousands who fell upon became war drums to the heroes as they charged the enemy. Calcit sister. It could even be Calcit herself. She herself had in the Walk in the Dust, it is made clear that she's been in some fashion controlling the history of make a joke. Well, like I said, Calcit has been around, so is pretty much an ageless immortal, so she's been around adjusting the progression of the world in some fashion for all this time. I mean, the Walk in the Dust made that clear. Her motives and all that are still up for debate. All that she said in there, she wishes to bring it towards a brighter future. And of course, she wants to is only, and of course, her relationship with the Doctor is even more complicated than that. But yeah, we have no idea. It actually could be her here, is what I'm getting at. Who are you to decide the Kazal must be destroyed? Who are you to judge the Sarkaz? Why do you not speak? Why do you not answer? Calcet, Calcet, Calcet! So it was her. Well, I guess it does have her green and color scheme like that, so... The walls of Kazal are falling. So are the dead Sarkaz with ash and rubble. She's falling. I think she wants to get rid of any godlike influence on Terra. It's possible. We still don't know entirely what her goals are, though, even when she was working with Babel and the Doctor's previous self, since it's been established that after amnesia, the Doctor is effectively a completely different person. So it's probably better to refer to the old Doctor and current Doctor as two different people. So yeah, we have no idea what's going on there. Although I guess there's still a lot of mysteries. I mean, we don't know what Neon and her siblings are all about. I mean, directly in Invitation to Wine, she directly tells Cruz that even Rhodes Island doesn't really know anything about what she's truly after. And of course, rather than simply tell us, she decides to have some fun with it. I suppose I don't think there's much we can do about that for now. Ah, it's beginning to clear. I can see again. Wait, on the tower! Amiya, close your drone. The assassin delays the vampire. The caster slows the falling. You fly across the battlefield in the zip line, pulled along by the drone. Grab Amiya's hand into your arms just before she hits the ground. A dramatic rescue. Huh, kind of surprised there's no artwork for that. That seems like it would have been perfect time for some artwork. Calcit, Doctor. Doctor, why is Amiya saying Calcit's name? You see tears of sorrow in the corners of Amiya's eyes and fury in her furrowed brow. What did she see? What did she hear? Whatever it was, I imagine the Doctor was at least complicit in it, if not directly involved. Because remember, the past Doctor is not exactly the nicest person around. Crap, Doctor, something's coming up fast. So close, what is it? No, no, it was there all along. A silhouette. Sarkaz watching you silently. He lacks the thick malice of vampire, the proud contempt of Confessarius, the fearsome aura of the Nashir. Oh, I thought it was the Lich, since, you know, that was the whole thing that Calcit and Shining were holding off for a while. Even lacks Patriot's imposing stature. Just one, Sarkaz. No army or servants. He rose from his throne, laid down the authority that never truly cared for, and walked from here. With a cold gaze not seen for 2 centuries. Whoa, the big baddie himself. Well, the bad news is he's probably going to kick our ass, but the good news is if we kill him here, then it's over. We've won. We can all go home early. Wouldn't that be nice? His sword is right before your eyes. You see it before you see his face clearly. Amiya will die, and so will you if you don't let her go. Came here with 1 gold, the king of Sarkaz in your arms. Crap, has the Doctor been disarmed? A familiar silhouette cuts in front of you and Amiya. Pained howling. Red worm liquid splashes on your face, hands, which are still holding Amiya. Oh, Calcit herself, not just monster. You cry without thinking. She's dying, she may die this instant. You've never felt this possibility so clearly. Doctor, take Amiya, go! Furious war. For that matter, we don't actually know if Monster is one of Calcit's experiments or simply an extension of herself. Maybe we'll find out soon. Calcit! Because Calcit is getting a module soon, along with all the other basic single-target medics. Waifu, well, for Calcit, it's ex-waifu, I believe. All the effort can only deflect the unremarkable sword by inches. Monsters are standu. Honestly, that probably wouldn't surprise me at this point. Closure pulls you desperately. Hey, while you continue to hold Amiya, the drone rapidly pulls you back while the bloodied Calcit remains in front. Terrasis. Weak struggle. Rrrr. You've decided to stand against the Sarkaz yet again. I saw you reborn by Terrasis' side over 200 years ago. Culprit responsible for Kazdel's destruction. The immortal who tamed history. Reborn, you say? Does that mean Calcit Does this mean Calcid is a Time Lord? If she, I mean, if she wasn't feline before and was something else, then yeah, it's pretty much a complete regeneration, was it? We did many things for her, told stories of fantastic realms that we could never see. It's a shame. Oh, God. You're just accelerating destruction. Dr. Calcit, you can't. Ah, I know. Better for certain to step towards destruction one step faster than be robbed of the right to exist by our cruel machinations. No, you don't have the strength to talk. It was impressive you intercepted the Lich's messenger. Not even the military commission has found any trace. But it's clear that was not an amicable conversation. As I warned you once, I'll kill you again, Calcit. I mean, if she was reborn, wouldn't she just regenerate again? Ooh, maybe she'll be a rabbit this time. That'd be neat. Bunny Calcit. Oh,
They probably
balls.
won't make it to tomorrow.
This is not working as well as I'd hoped. Okay, this isn't tutorial. This is I actually have to try for this. It's not like the other ones where they explain stuff piece by piece. I have to actually take this seriously to some degree. Alright, not a problem. These are all low stars. I should be able to handle it. Although I should probably go with the... Alright, so...
May the war grant us the redemption we seek. Or will it? Flourish or perish? Grief ever echoes in our souls.
Gonna have to go all out here.
Is mine to protect. Fear not.
Ready for action. Understood.
Fear not.
Got it.
Your life is mine.
Decent amount of caster selection here at the very least.
Your life is mine to protect.
I have no way to heal that. Alright, let's go with that. Alright, that's most of them. Who's left? A big mass.
What was I supposed to do next?
Down you go.
Therasis, Regent of Kazdel.
Fear not.
Alright, this is it. If we can kill him here, we end the war and we all go home early.
Down you go.
Shit. Not looking good.
Leave it to us.
Oh, he's invisible because I can't seem to target him. Damn it, I can't even target him with anything. Swing, indeed. Not even... Well,
Everyone, follow me! Agony, ever etched on our hearts.
don't need him here anymore. I might... Alright, I might want another caster here in that case.
Everyone, follow me!
He just left. But interesting, he was completely untargetable by operators.
Grief ever echoes in our souls. Everyone, follow me!
Alright, these guys are at their full power now, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to win, but I'll do what I can.
Fear not.
There is no your attacks have no effect.
Alright, Click, I know you can do that.
Mind protect.
Melt that thing down. I love how Mecha Chords can continue attacking something even once it's out of range.
Fear not.
Okay, good. While her skill 2 is up, she won't die that easily.
There is no
Your life is mine to protect. Let's begin.
Got it.
Alright, let's go here.
Freeze!
Meteor time. He has a very slow attack animation, but not slow enough for the meteors to work.
Leave it to us.
Well, that didn't do anything, did it? Sigh. I can't believe I'm failing a scripted fight! That's just stupid. Alright, whatever. I'll get it done this time. I think I know exactly what I need, in fact. It's a hard scripted fight. So, you know...
Let's go.
That seems to be the impression I was getting,
What am I
yes.
supposed to do next? Thrust.
Understood. Freeze! Freeze!
Understood.
Of course.
Freeze!
It is but a flash in the drift of time. Agony, ever etched on our hearts.
That's 3 enemies. Kiora could stop them. Not well, but she can. Alright, Click, go here.
Fear not.
Well, I feel more comfortable with casters anyway, but I should probably use snipers a bit more.
May the war grant us the redemption we seek. Or will it?
Down you go!
Understood.
Grief ever echoes in our
Yeah, he's completely untargetable. So no point in trying to fight him because he's just gonna... Yeah, it looks like he's entirely just here to kill Calcit. This is mildly frustrating, I'm not going to lie.
In position.
Fear not. Grief ever echoes in our souls.
Everyone, follow me.
Freeze!
Everyone, follow me.
Your life is mine to protect.
All right.
Alright, maybe with 2 healers, Kiora can hold this one off.
Fear not. Your life is mine to protect. Grief ever echoes in our souls.
Leave it to us. Thrust.
Agony ever etched on our hearts.
There we go, scripted battle 1, finally.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, Kiora is an absurdly strong 4-star defender. I guess they really wanted to establish just how screwed Calcit is against him. Doctor, we have to take Ami and go! Shining can't hold Theros off for long. The drone! Grab the zip line. We'll go as fast as we can. What is with you people and zip lines? Seriously. I'll punch them if worse comes to worse. I don't like fighting if I can help it. But Teresa pulled me out of that attic. Ami and Calcit taught me responsibility. I'm a vampire too. If it's for you, Hoja, over here! Huh? Time to move, Doctor. Zipline's ready. Give me your hand. Stainless came through. A burst of light explodes as the sword pierces the ground. Time stops in an instant. Confessarius witchcraft. General. Dame Calcit. She approaches the end of this cycle. She's about to get a regeneration and replace her actor. It happens every so often, don't worry about it. Rhodes Island's rabbit was rescued. The sanguinarch of vampires pursuing the Banshee and Ascalon. And what of Teresa? I've received her highness's signal, General. It is ready. Good. The regent looks up at the overcast sky and the walls in the distance. The true battlefield, the sarcasm lies beyond those walls. It is time to begin. Are you ready? There's nothing to make ready. Right, we're finally here. Vina, we must bear witness to all this. An elaborate black structure lies at the end of the tunnel. Generation after generation, the greatest minds of Victoria came together to build it. All this, just to hold a sword. If few are the heroes who can use it to conquer the catastrophe, then let humanity use its wisdom to raise a shield against the storm. These structures, the entire building, was made for this. The voices rise up again. The calls are no longer urgent, no longer sharp, no longer attempting to persuade or incite. She feels a tired sense of peace. She's been up here before. She's been guided to this place long before her memories took shape. Just like then, she knows where she must go, what she must take. It's right here in the middle of the room, unguarded, so unremarkable, it might have been a tiny decoration in a grand building. Here it is, the Excalibur itself. Kingsgoth, the Sigh of Kings. It lay there and will continue to do so over the centuries through countless reforgings, the Sword of Evil's bane. And also, if you hear a strange fairy talking about percentages, just kind of ignore it. Pretend it's not there. Siege extends her hand towards it. Broken shadows fill the place, rising, ebbing, resonating. Alexandrina, Vina, Victoria. They whisper her name. She touches the sword. Shards of days gone by pass through her body. She hears a boom in her mind. Suddenly she understands. She is the source of all those visions, sounds. They're her doubts, confusion, regrets, and recollections. Things she has forgotten. Things she has intentionally forgot. A great hand raises her. Londinium stands up from beneath her, taking her across the land of Victoria. Land she and her friends walked. Countless voices superimpose upon one another. Victoria. Victoria. This is Victoria. Her Victoria. Vina. Vina. The voices call out. Siege opens her eyes. There are no illusions now, no tides. She holds in her hand the Sigh of Kings, the symbol of Victorian monarchy. There's little to show that it's a sword of legend. It's unremarkable in size and design. It looks just like an ordinary sword, really. You have the size of Kings, you know. It's, lighter than I expected. Time to go home. Well, it's possible that if you're not a chosen one, simply won't be sharp. It'll just be more like a blunt than a blade. Or at least that's how I recall some other, blades that claim they can only be used by a specific person work. Alright. She wields a frickin' hammer. I guess that's true. Compared to that hammer, I imagine just about any sword would be short. I mean, even the moon great sword FromSoft keeps using might seem light to her. Of course, it's not heavy in comparison. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Alright, it's time to go. Wait, she wants to turn around and feel the sword's warmth with her friends. Don't. But she feels a colder blade in her back. Allerdale, please don't turn around. Give me the sword. Her Highness Alexandrina, I'm sorry. Wait, Allerdale is the one betraying us? Of all people? So wait, you were working the source of the entire resistance in Victoria just for the sword? I have to do this. Allerdale's voice is calm but filled with terrible, resolute sorrow. Siege recalls the memoirs that Morgan wrote in jest. Handful of pages, clumsily written, less than elegant vocabulary. The story starts with a fictional fight. Everyone returns the base. Allerdale makes a cream stew for them. The story. She laughs in her heart. Allerdale made a stew, yes, but what the memoirs omitted, it did not exactly taste great. Siege! Oh. Don't move. You too. I don't want to hurt you, but I have a debt to pay. Our mission is to help Allerdale remove the sword from the Mausoleum of Kings. Finish the job and I can retire. There's an offer I couldn't refuse. You're just more than the heroes who fell victim of betrayal together. I thought you would, of all people, understand, but in the end, you're no different from them. I'm ashamed I thought about trusting you even for a moment. Like I said, living is hard. I'm sorry, I just want all of us to keep on living. I'll try to make sure we do just that. We've both been pushed out of Death Way by our friends. Fortunately, our paths happen to diverge this time. Well, that depends on what their actual goal is. If all they care about is the sword and leaving, it might be fine, but depending on what they do with it, they may not be able to allow anyone to come out of here alive except for themselves. Allerdale, Your Highness, please hand over the Sigh of Kings for your own safety. This is really the only way? I betrayed your trust, there's nothing I can say about that. You could admonish me, reproach me, try to defeat me. You have every right to do so. But I will leave with that sword. It is my destiny in Londinium. Shed the Sigh of Kings to protect Londinium from the storm. I don't want to drag Londinium to the abyss either. I won't let her fall into Sarkaz's hands. into the hands of the dukes then. Whoever's behind... Oh, whoever's behind you wants to use the Side Kings to intimidate the other dukes and subjugate them. I guess I should have realized this. I'm trying to collect my thoughts here for exactly what to say. Basically, my general thought was she was oddly focused heavily on her noble house and her honor, despite the fact that it's long dead by now. She's the only survivor left, and as they said, even when she still had her servant with her, two people don't exactly make it. It's probably better. That's why I said at the time it was probably better to rebuild than try and recapture glory. But I suppose she disagreed. They don't care about protecting Victoria. We may be meek, we're in the middle of all this, with the people who've been hurt and abused. I know. I know what she's after, but it doesn't concern me. I only care about what I can actually influence. And what about the Self-Salvation Corps? You built with Clovicia. You protected it with your honor. I have no honor. And you protected it with your life. What do I tell the Corps fighters if you're really just gonna leave here? Clovicia will handle it. I no longer have the strength to care about what they think of me. You claim you only care about the people you can influence. Aren't you underestimating what you already have? What does one dare to have when you know it's only a matter of time before you lose it? Uh, Lady Allerdale, you are aware you're speaking with an exiled princess, right? You know, the one who only had a grasp of her power for a short period of time before she was basically reduced to an ordinary thug. Frankly, Siege probably knows what hell you're going through even better than you do. What does one dare reveal when what everyone trusts and respects is just an illusion? What can one hold on to when you realize this is your one and only end of your path? This isn't even an outcome of choice. I simply ended up here. Fate has pushed me into this place before I even realized it. We could never walk together. Hey, we met when we were little, didn't we? At Cumberland Manor. Wait a minute, I thought you said you'd forgotten that. I almost had. I was with Gawain that day. The creature that was like the sun told us we would meet again, someday. But he could not have guessed that it would end this way. You won't give me the sword, Vina? Then swing it. We must bear witness. Allerdale, remember my promise? Enough, say no more. I carry nothing on my shoulders. I'll just be your brain trust. Sorry, I forgot you had Morgan. I'll just be a thug. We'll bomb the sarcasm camp together. You light a fire, I'll kick the commander's ass once there's smoke. I'm just joking. Oh, I know. My path is long determined, Vina. Why do you say that? You're still with us. Glasgow Gang has more stories to write. So, the answer is yes. So that's what she said meant back then. However, Siege didn't just accept her. She directly said, well, no, you don't have to follow your path. You could just come with us. I'll make sure to come back unharmed after kicking that commander's ass. That's my promise. Mhm. I was happy to see that Siege wasn't happy to just say, well, I guess that's just how fate is. She just said, oh, come on, you could still choose to join us if you want. Even if, it's not a joke, never has been, never will be. Even if Aldale doesn't reject it. I actually do like Siege a lot more as a character for having that kind of outlook. I guess just because I'm used to the trope usually going, am I really doing what's right? And the person's, oh, sure, you can do whatever, or you feel is right, or whatever fate leads you. But Siege, no, you can always, well, you can always make another choice if you want. We'll all make out of this in one piece. The sound breaks the stalemate. Was it an illusion? Siege looks around. The massive statues are still in the shadows. None of the dead Sarkas have come back to life. So it's not the Lich or the anything. Again, nearby in front of her, the sound of steam, gushing, increasingly rapid, increasing loudly, clear, until it fills the entire space. What's that? Aladeo's heart skips a beat. She can feel it. Premonition of fate echoes again, cruelly. Perfect victory, whatever. Medical room. Medics and specialists cannot be deployed. Oh, lovely. I can deal with the lack of specialists, but the lack of... Alright, what kind of map is this? I don't like that I have to have 2 spots here to go for. And it's not just that medics and specialists are just triple price or whatever, so I can just deploy some more vanguards. Because, as you've noticed, if I just ever decide screw it and bring both Saga and Siege, I actually get a pretty good income in terms of new weapons, but if they're banned, period, that's going to be a problem. Sorry, Paprika, I cannot bring you. Now, who can I have that effectively as a healer? Alright, so I have a couple options here. The best one's probably... Orcus is probably worth considering since she's effectively a medic already. Why is her skill only level 6? Oh, that's why. Okay, never mind then. Heidi?
And by this, I will protect my home.
Suzerain? Because remember, Suzerain actually does heal a bit to the targets here. Want Sculptor? I'll see how this goes with just Heidi, because honestly, Heidi's not that bad to herself. She's no Scotty Alter, but I should probably bring the defense buff for this, because survivability is probably going to be the main problem. We need to make sure we have enough damage output. I can probably put, yeah, I'll see how I go vanilla just fine, and I'll grab Scotty Alter from you or someone else if needed. The moment here, yeah, I think my main two defenders can handle this just fine. I can even, in fact, I can even put Heidi between them and be just fine. And that healing tile, that's actually in a perfect spot to hit just about everything, so I could put Kyobi there. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Oh yeah, I can't use Gravel. Unfortunate, but I can use Mountain. And Mountain is also good because he can heal himself. Alright, I should, keyword should, have enough self-sustain for this to work.
Compassion saves no one on the battlefield.
Heidi, do your thing.
Dust.
Nice thing is that bards, like phalanx casters, don't give a rip about what direction they're facing. Oh, I have no way to cure the status condition. That's not gonna be fun, I can tell you that much.
Extraordinary melodies can only be played by the soul that quakes.
We have Neon here. That should be fine. Yeah, it's probably best here because these robots are a pain in the a right pain in the ass. In fact, let's do this. Eben. I want those machines obliterated. I like this music a lot. Alright, Eben, do your thing. Yeah, those things are really resilient to physical, but they're weak to magic.
Picked a good place for me.
I lost someone, but I think that'll be okay. Alright, Suzerain, do your thing. I trust in Zerny. Guess I should get Silver Ash here.
Let me witness the young prince saw the other reach for the crown.
Alright, here we are.
And he raised his sword.
What are you planning? The fool flaunting his gallantry.
Alright, this should be
reaches
fine.
none with his vanity.
Yeah, Eben has been MVP this entire time. Yeah, Suzerain's really good. I should probably be using her more often if we're honest. But as you've seen, I use a lot of arts teams, so I'm probably better off with Gnosis in a lot of the times. Although I don't use him as much as I should either. Power up Eben.
What are you
Don't need him anymore.
Shall I
Double stats here.
or leave?
Oh, look how quickly she's healing. That's awesome. Oh. Oh dear.
Good visibility. I'm ready to fight. Your orders.
Alright, Palsy, do your thing. Yeah. Mountain, finish it. There we are. Excellent. That could have certainly gone worse, but yeah. I really do think Heidi's a genuinely good unit. It's just Scotty Alter is on a whole other level compared to all other bards in the game. Although I suppose the +1 block still helped here and there. That was almost unfortunate, indeed. But I got it. But yeah, I really need to use my supporters a lot more. But hey, I'm using Stainless a lot, so hopefully it should work. Looks like this is another scripted one, so looking forward to getting my ass kicked. Yeah. In front of you, Siege, is that a suit of steam armor? Spurts of white steam stand in front of the dark hue of the armor. Spurt after spurt. This one's easier, hopefully. Like breathing. The fog parts before him, he wakens from history. Nothing can stop him, nothing can defeat him. Not abandonment, not betrayal, not even death. It's moving! Look, it's moving! Man alive, what's happening here? Ah, bolts are doing nothing. Get the grenades. Massive suit of armor rises from the rubble. Heavy footsteps. Heavy gushing. Hey, this is the mute song from the trailer. It's a really good song. It walks towards the panic crowd one step at a time. Heavy gushing. There is no point. You're far from Sargon, Totter. You wouldn't understand. They were the stuff of our bedtime stories. It's still stories the Steam Knights I tell when I put my own kids to bed. How are we supposed to defeat him? How do we defeat our pride, glory, our hero who's already seen betrayal once? We can't defeat him. This is a Victorian Steam Knight. Fall back, fall back. Maybe I should reconsider E2ing Totter then. What's that sound? Sounds like Steam. How? Definitely Steam. They're back. I knew I backed the right one. That's where Vina hit her Joker. Morgan, we got Steam Knights on our side. There's Steam Knights left in Londinium? Here? Are they guarding the Mausoleum Kings, the Scion Kings? Ah, who cares what they're doing? Vina's their king. Then we come out on top of the Steam Knights, so Sarkaz will... Morgan, what's that look on your face for? Vina's gonna get the Scion Kings 4 years. Steam Knights have stayed by the sword for 4 years in the sunless dungeon. They didn't show up when the Sarkaz occupied the city. Not when the Sarkaz took over factories. They didn't show up when the Sarkaz burned the noble houses. What did they think? Are they going to side with the intruders into the Mausoleum Kings? Who's there? Take your weapon, Morgan. They're strong and they're all around us. Ha, this is getting interesting. Why are the hoodlums of Norport here? The Glasgow gang under Alexandrina? Show it her face now. There's enough variables without the sound of gushing steam rising in Londinium again. What would the Duke think if she knew there were survivors among the Steam Knights? Would she be uneasy, or glad the glorious heroes of old returned? Ha, glory. Let's take care of the hoodlums. Don't let them get in Allerdale's way. Heavy gushing. Steam Knights. 4 years. There were survivors among the Steam Knights? Those marks, those should have been lethal wounds. The Sarkaz spikes destroyed their cores. There's no way the wearers should survive. Plus, no one could enter or leave the Mausoleum of Kings without the royal key. You spent 4 years in this dark dungeon. Even if you survive the initial carnage, how can you survive this place? Yeah, the Steam Knights are not actually robots. They're people in armor. They still need food and water like everyone else. What does the man in the armor look like now? Heavy gushing. Who are you? No, what are you? A flame sparks in the helmet of the armor. Aladale confuses a cold gaze upon herself, upon everyone here. The flame. The armor roaring in flames. It was a dream from her childhood. Her hope for salvation. The destruction that she witnessed with her very own eyes. A nightmare too terrible to gaze upon. He's back. Back before her. Aladale cannot keep herself from trembling. Have you come to settle this? Heavy gushing. Aladale, look out! Steam Knight, I am Alexandria Vina Victoria, heir to the Aslan Kings. Halt your attack, Knight. We are not your enemies. Victoria. Siege hears a voice echo above her head. Was the Steam Knight? She's unsure. It sounded more like a rumbling machine than a human voice. The spurts of white stream become more rapid and forceful. The Dark Knight raises his massive weapon towards her. Victoria. Siege suddenly understands. Steam Knight is not calling her name. It's looking at her sword. Sigh of Kings, the symbol of the royal house of Victoria. Victoria. He called the sword itself Victoria. The last Steam Knight. Just adding... Funny how just that one word, last, makes him sound so much more incredible. The Victoria he swore to defend until his last breath. Glorious Victoria betrayed him. Now he will defend the symbol of Victoria. Last night the Empire shall take revenge on all those who transgress against her. He charges towards the heir to the throne. Get out of the way, Sage! Why did the Steam Knight attack you? Can't he tell? Get down. Ah! Sword of fire. Don't let it hit you. It's gone mad. We can't stop it. Get out of here. Get out. Ah! Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's... Well, it's not shown. I'm pretty sure those guys are getting sliced clean in half, judging by the implications there. We'll all be dead before long. Get your men out. Do as Venus says. Mission aborted then. Looks like my retirement plan will have to wait. You know, maybe it's good I didn't eat to him right away. Dog, take the mercs and get out. Your Highness, you're the last one who bowed to them. Take their story back, let us see the light of day. The story belongs to all of us, Siege. We shall all sail it together. I don't know what's come over you, Allerdale. I used to respect you. I thought you were worthy of the knight's honor. No, you were a knight paragon in my mind. Always at forefront, not caring for fame and fortune, not afraid of any foe. You were a Cumberland, the ever on high. Nothing can remain on high forever, Dogda. But we fought together, didn't we? Your story is here too, Allerdale. You want to come back? I can't do that, can I? It depends on you. But first, we need to deal with this very knight. Master taught me the duel between knights must be both fair and honorable. Our foe is a glorious hero. Let me stand by your side, your highness. Of course. Fight him? A pathetic, despicable, lying traitor. Hello, Belhack Shield G. Welcome to the stream. I'm not part of yeah, people couldn't call me a furry, and I just kind of let it happen. I'm not technically part of any particular group or community or whatever, so I'm technically independent, but, well, I can't really deny it with the fully anthro fae creature here. One completely legally distinct, I swear. And Vor is a tag because we have Vor monsters in this chapter. Isn't that lovely? Just... right. But remember, should any of Nintendo's people be around, I am a legally distinct fae creature. But yeah, it's largely just for legally distinct purposes. But don't worry. You can call me one. Alright. War monsters are always fun. Yeah, fun. How can one like that challenge fate? Wonderful fable, isn't it? An innocent child wanted to become a hero, but then she went bad. When a hero returned from history, she found the sword at her throat. The story should end with her death. She should lose everything, never to fulfill destiny. Vina, I don't want to hear you talk about destiny anymore. Allerdale, hold your head high, Allerdale Cumberland. There's no such thing for me or for you. I need to calm him down. Then if you still want the sword, all you need to do is challenge me, and I'll abide. This is not your bloody destiny, Allerdale. If what you want to do, do it. But don't say that word anymore, got it? Ooh, that's a pretty neat effect they gave him. Heavy gushing. He's coming. Alright, let's see how this goes. To single out
To the
fate.
death I go.
Alright, since I don't have the option to deploy anyone here, it looks like this will probably mostly be scripted. Stuck a ways back, which sucks because it's a good story, I just wasn't grabbed instantly. Yeah, I can understand that. It takes until about chapter 6 or 7 before it gets good, in my opinion. It's a bit of a slow start, but I will say the second story arc here, or the one that began at chapter 9,
I
is
await your word. Any soldier's will is worthy of respect.
attack interval increases.
Are you ready? A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
Here we are. Alright, here we are. Chapter 8, just didn't want to read it. Ooh, Chapter 8 is an extremely long chapter because you're basically playing two concurrent storylines at once. The Tallulah story and the present story in the past, and the one in the present. So yeah, that one's really, really long. I know some friends who found it a lot easier to just jump to Chapter 9 to try out the new story arc and go back to 8 later if it makes it easier. Just because the Victoria storyline's a bit easier to follow. Alright, get down, pull back, watch out for their attacks. I won't let them harm you.
Foggy today.
Come out. Stop hiding.
Alright, there we are. I really like that story, I just think sometimes it gets a little, wordy at times.
I await your words. For Victoria!
Claws time. Stop caring, because I mostly play the game for that. Bandos and their bear stories. Yeah, I can get that. I can definitely say for sure that some stories really resonate with me, and some just kind of, aren't as fun as I was hoping. The story that made me the most emotional was the, It's Been a While story, and that was, despite the game not being afraid to go into socio-political issues, the story that made me cry most was the It's Been a While story, because it was about a little girl missing her pet. That one hit pretty close to home. What's this? Steam Knights, is this my fate? Allerdale's Guard. Have deployment, gives target. Dang commercial, oh dang. Oh, did it attack her? She just vanished. Did it suck her in? Did it attack her? What did it just do? I can't tell, honestly. Heavy gushing. There's no such thing as fate, Allerdale. He's coming. Lift your head up, Allerdale. We'll stop him here. Fina, how could a traitor like me challenge fate? I can't tell if it sucked her in, if it killed her, or what it did.
Great luck. Got a tip? Stop moving.
Is this an all for Victoria? Doctor, please come to your senses.
Can we even beat this guy with this team? The best story has been the summer event with Shelter, but that's because of the few stories I've read entirely.
Are you ready? Get lost.
Look out for his attacks. Helpful. Thanks. Well, thanks, Allerdale. That's helpful. Well, no matter. Yeah, I don't think we can stop. I'm pretty sure this is scripted.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, we couldn't stop him. And I imagine that's to show just how powerful his high defenses are. Luckily, I'm a doctor who prefers magic users, so I'm going to do what I can. The sound of steam, heavy gushing. Stand up. Training time. Not bad. Steam Knight, your age. Your pride, the pride of Victoria. I like following the Abyssal Hunter storyline. That's a pretty popular one. It's really good if you like the old, the Lovecraftian or Eldritch horror types of stories, since that's what it draws a lot of inspiration from. see here. I did like the Lingering Echoes story, since that was mostly a story about to the country and the fallout of the Witch King, and Eben trying to move past his history. I mean, I get here. Good thing I'm the doctor, as though it's a ration shelter. Ah. Well, I have Kyobi and Eben, so I fully intend to have them turn the final boss inside out. Not bad, Christy Mayor. Unintelligible syllables. Is someone calling his name? But he cannot remember his own name anymore. Evan, Jones, Wilson, Lynch. None of them, yet all of them. We are the Steam Knights. We vow to defend Victoria until our last breath. But why? Why were his fellows hidden in the shadows behind the Outlanders' swords? His comrades fell one by one. In the end, he was the only one left. He was the last Steam Knight. He cannot fall here. The Steam Knights must fall. Thorns hasn't been viable in this chapter, but Silver Ash and Shelter should be. Yeah, unfortunately, even in the previous streams where I tried to use Thorns, I found that even when using the skill 2 to charge his SP from my Stainless, Thorns just can't get his S3 up in time. However, Silver Ash has been a genuinely big help. I don't have Chalter, but I have been using Poziompka for a similar effect. Kuro? Hmm. I usually just use my favorite defenders, those being Cerny and Neon. Ah, Kiora? Yeah, I was singing her praises a lot earlier because she is genuinely a great 4-star. In fact, I probably should build her if we're completely honest. But my favorite defenders are Neon and Cerny, with Aurora as an honorable mention. Although it does remind me I do need to E2 my Saria. I don't really use her very much, but she gives an arts amp, and as I just mentioned, I favor arts damage a lot, so... Victoria needs him. He must fulfill his duty. No medicine, no matter. The armor will repair his flesh and blood. No food, no matter. There are always critters crawling in the darkness. Oh dear. Ah. Sadly, when Mudrock came to the shop, I was out of golden certs. So unfortunately, I couldn't buy her there. Gummy I do use on occasion. Her and Saria are my healing defenders, and they're still at E1 max level. I should E2 them if we're completely honest. They've more than earned it. It's just, well, they never felt lacking, if we're honest. They never let me down, so I never felt also like they needed the E2 to function. Oh, but dang, my understanding is this guy basically just scavenged for over 4 years and basically merged with his own suit. He's basically a cyborg at this point if he wasn't already. No light, no matter. The sword gives him all the light he needs. He is not dead. The Steam Knights are not dead. They will continue to defend Victoria, but what even is Victoria? I swore an oath before the king, before the people, before the world. I stood vigil, night after night, but where lies the light of Victoria that I've sworn fealty to? Is Victoria its king? Will they hang the king? Is Victoria Parliament and the nobles? No maintenance, no supplies, no new members. They sent the Steam Knights into mortal danger time after time to feed their own greed. Iron Man comic refuses the armor, makes others do it. Basically this night. I haven't read that one itself, but I have read similar stories where where similar concept happens. So yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's pretty messed up. It's Victoria the people. People praise the Steam Knights and honor them, glorify them. They place all their hopes in their dreams of Steam Knights. Nothing can carry the hopes so contradictory, so complex. What is Victoria? Does it only exist in imagination? There's still the sword, the Sire of Kings. It's a symbol of Victoria beyond all doubt. Then that will be his Victoria. Now someone wants to defile it. This is unacceptable. He cannot lose his last. I see. It's very clear he's lost his mind after all that. Victoria. Do you hear, knight? I cannot command you. I ask that you follow us to take the sword. Not because of who I am. Londinium is in need of it. No, not Londinium. The children shivering in the orphanages need it. The farmers lost their hearth and home need it. The workers pouring sweat and blood in their machines need it. The citizens drink away their helplessness need it. The soldiers who step forward to protect their homes need it. Rhodes Island, trying to avert disaster, needs it. It is not a storm that can dispel. It is fear. We will dispel it with fear. This is how it must be used. It is not your Victoria, knight. Allow me to pass. Not Victoria. Then where is Victoria? The Steam Knight is filled with confusion and anger. Where is Victoria? Where is the Victoria you served? Being isolated for so long, questioning his loyalties over and over again, I guess I can't blame him for losing it. And I remember he was all that for 4 years. He's getting faster. We can't stop him. Allerdale. Your Highness Alexandrina, you remember the day we met? You should have spoken more. You appeared at the ducal manor with that sword. It was a beautiful afternoon. There was music in the garden, the flowers bloomed brightly, people danced and talked about tomorrow, everything was filled with hope. I boasted I would become a steam knight. The light shone upon the sword and upon you. They saw what happened after saw what happened the afternoon as a miracle. She was running. Freshly trimmed grass made her feet itch. Jim the gardener laughed by the bushes. Alche ran after her, calling for her to slow down. She was eager to run towards the freshly blooming flowers. They were golden, shining under the sun, but like the emblem of House Cumberland. Her father picked her up and sat her on his shoulder. She lifted her tiny palm and let it touch the lines of the steam armor. The broken armor stands up. Father's gone. She's grown up. She no longer stands for the armor. She feels the heavy weight of the armor on her shoulder. Through her visor, she sees a golden line at the end of the path. Allerdale, Cumberland, you will meet Vina again someday. It's been hard for me to believe in miracles after all these years. Alshay told me that I don't know who I will be. I'm afraid there won't be a will be. How old was I? I don't remember. I promised Alshay I'd become a Steam Knight and protect everyone. At last, I have a chance to face a Steam Knight now. I hear you, Vina. There's no such thing as fate and destiny. Not for House Cumberland, not for the Dukes. To hell with destiny. I'm tired. Tired of playing a noble leader, friend. You're the leader of the Self-Salvation Corps because they trust you. You're my friend because I say you are. Ha, that's enough, Vina. Let's put an end to the fable. Tell Morrigan to cast me in a better light in her memoir, then, Dagda. Use more refined words, at least. What's going on? The wind. A gust of wind blows them outside. One solemn face falls after another as the statues of the kings collapse, one by one. The rubble separates them from the Steam Knight and someone else. Siege immediately reacts. Allerdale! Forgive me. Her lips move slightly. Siege knows Allerdale called to her. Vina, your highness? Siege does not know. She may never know. The sound was drowned by rubble. The door is shut. Alright, come now, my nightmare. My hope. Heavy gushing. One scene floats the surface of the Steam Knight's tumultuous memories. Girl shed tears for him before he stands up. Ah, son of a... There's nowhere to run. Last smoke grenade, you still have a chance. You've done enough, mercenary. Surrender and they might let you live. No way, how many more years would I have to work? Enough. End this. Were you the ones manipulating Allerdale? No, it's not you. The cowardly dukes wouldn't dare show their faces around here. Allerdale's failed. Alexandrina as the side king, so what a boring conclusion. You know what? You'll do. You'll pay for all you've done. See, this stuff is why I should probably get deeper into the Arknight story. Act 4, finale. Yeah, chapters 10, 11 have had a lot about Siege having to face her destiny, or rather the future and what she has to do in order to stop the invasion of her homeland. It gets pretty good, but I will admit the stories can be a bit hit or miss sometimes. The finale of the play. Stop, traitor! Nothing can stop me. You must pay for your crimes. You will die with me. The death of the flesh does not daunt me. Countless will bear witness. Brave children, you will carry the torch. You will remember my virtues. Take this hard-earned peace unto tomorrow. The end. That was wonderful, Lady Golding. A great success. A product of a year of everyone's hard work. I wish we were in more peaceful times. That way Heidi could have been here to see it. It's times like these we need to play like this. Now the question is this the true Molly or the fake we discovered in a cutscene earlier? Sure, we got the luxury of being able to know then, but we have since lost that luxury. Happy the kids are. Hey Leo, don't run with the props. Get back here. Get back here. Run, run, I'll come for you. Great Victoria will come for you. Over the valleys and over the rivers, rumble ye rumble, crash them, squeeze the blood from them. Die, you'll all die, I'll catch and kill you. Squeeze it out, surrender, Sarkaz, surrender. Or not, because I'll catch you. Oh, stop, you're ruining Lady Golding's handmade steam armor. They... Oh, don't be angry, Lady Golding, they're just playing a game. Yes, the play has ended. Squeeze the blood from them. Sarkaz. She sees before her eyes a red that filled the bookstore. She does not even have the strength to vomit. It's normal. We're in a war, after all. Sark has been arresting people left and right, often in violent ways. The children see them and emulate their behavior. You know, Molly, many of the Gaul remnants of Gaul harbor fear of the Steam Knights. Those who were part of the war will never forget the sound of steam gushing out the window at night. But I'd hope the Steam Knights would be more than just a weapon of death to the children. I'd hope there'd be a more beautiful hope in their hearts when they play the Steam Knight. I thought this was a war I could win. Golding's gaze follows the children. Foam-made steam armor falls to the ground. She tries to pick it up, but pulls back sharply as though she'd been burned. I thought I was teaching the children. Now I realize they were once teaching me a lesson. This here is the ending. The true ending. You say as if FGO is in the same way. It's been two with a pretty consistently good gotcha story. That is true. I'll say FGO does have a pretty good story as well. Although, funny enough, I do think they too have some opposite issues here. For this game, I think it could do with some more light-hearted storylines like they had in Ideal City and Coda Brawl, where it was mostly a light-hearted affair. There was a fight, there was still some conflict and all that, but it wasn't nearly as depressing as some of the others. Meanwhile, FGO, I think, could stand to take itself some more seriously, because pretty much all the FGO events can be mounted as blatant meme. Servants now focus around blatant meme. Oh wait, the villain was actually a huge threat all around and not a meme. And if there's a welfare, then a post storyline where it goes back to the meme. Memeable, exactly, yeah. Not to say, again, not to say FGO hasn't had some nice, serious storylines of its own, like Imaginary Scramble and such, but another Limbus company. I'll see way too folks to joke around. Yeah, it's both a blessing and a curse that FGO's writers like to basically just do whatever they feel like at the time. On one hand, it's good that the devs aren't being kept to some strict, you must do this or whatever, but on the other hand, it's a bit... You basically... The serious story is only going to come like once every major story chapter. On that note, I do plan to stream Lost Belt 6 when it arrives. And that does remind me that I haven't played Limbus Company yet. Or Dislight yet. I'm gonna have to look into that one, because I haven't heard that one. They need to ditch the Prisma Ilya person. I do not disagree, but that... let's not open that can of worms. Otherwise, we're really gonna go off topic. Alright. Before the wheels of time, what we do may be utterly meaningless, the lessons of the book are distant, blurred, but no one can avoid being shaped by the times. If they belong to blood, violence, and war, then our children will belong to blood, violence, and war. This is unavoidable. Could I dream of fighting it? Not easily, I'd imagine. The final boss. Mama Goldingham. Alright, so cards on table. I was aware that the Steam Knight was the final boss, but I do not know exactly what their gimmicks are or anything about it. In fact, honestly, when I first saw Allerdale announce she wanted to be a Steam Knight, I thought, crap, she's gonna be the final boss, isn't she? The story's astounding, but a great story is only found in events. The main story is just okay. Unfortunately, I don't have too much time for too many extra gotchas. There was a time I was actually burning through quite a few different ones here and there, and it was actually kind of neat seeing which ones were good and which ones were a bit disappointing, but nowadays I can't keep up with nearly as many. It's not bad for a final boss. The only thing I heard is that if you have Eben, it's you have already won. And that reminds me, medic! Back, let's
You
go
picked
full
the right
AoE
girl
medics
for the
here.
job.
A little expensive, but I think it'll be
Is
worth
the
it in the end.
rendezvous point?
Kinda annoying, I find Pokemon. Play about 6 as play as I feel like. Yeah, it's just that both this game and FGO were good examples. They kind of expect you to do daily runs for just about everything in order to keep up with whatever event. But yeah, I do need to just start dropping out whenever it's convenient. It's not like both my teams are all set up in each game, so I don't need anything. I just need to make sure I keep up where possible. And I guess that's kind of intended to be a good thing about a game like this. You can just pick it up and put it down as you like. I mean, Arknights, I actually took about a year hiatus because I was just I was gonna say sick of it, but I guess it's more I was burned out on it for a while. But now I'm back and I'm feeling pretty good about it, and that's why I'm streaming it now. Alrighty, it's the last Steam night.
Compassion saves no one on the battlefield.
I should put her down here, actually. And then Eben here.
Careful of music on the battlefield, especially when you face a Lysanian.
Glad to see Eben's doing good work here. Can I just mention I love this battle theme? It's really good. This game never disappoints when it comes to music, that's for sure.
Let's just get this done with.
Oh, lovely. Snipers. Crap, that's not gonna work. Oh my, I wasn't expecting to lose Mountain that early. Zerny, replace him, please. Characters in Arknights. I have a thing where I love having options to try and max all things. Arknights takes much time with farming to me. I can kind of get what you mean with that.
Fast attempt as startling as a tritone.
Not one of you is getting away.
Not good enough.
I'll cover my allies.
Shall I close?
Bastards! Scram! I'm busy here!
The last Steam Night rises from the sealed ruins, intent on defending Victoria to its heart.
With pleasure. Fire!
He looks like he's got a shield up. The only thing I know about him is that supposedly Nick hard counters him,
Fast
so...
attempt as startling as a tritone.
Picked a good place for me.
Who Truly, my power is all yours now.
Hot knives.
Stronger dynamics.
Alright, luckily I have good healing to stop him, but... Oh, that good knight's gonna come out that other side. That's not good for me.
Your orders, please. Your orders, please. A knife?
Neon, increase everyone's
You
defense.
dare strike my shield with your spear? That's gonna end with you in pieces.
Faster, as grace for the best knife here.
Silence support!
I don't pick fight. I can't have any more casualties.
Fight for Londinium! Victory for Londinium!
Use your damage increase on Eben, please. Alright, looks like when he fired up, he put a rocket there, so... Let's see if... Oh crap, we lost Neon. Alright. See if I can distract him a little. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, as expected. I don't mind if he focuses on... Oh dear, that's a lot of damage.
Faster, as startling as a tritone.
Doctor? I'll cover my allies.
Acknowledged.
Alright, there shouldn't be too much overlap.
Faster tempo.
Fortunately, Eben's not facing the right direction for that.
With pleasure. Fire!
When 'tis a choice of life and death.
Will through darkness!
Oh shit, oh phew. A few pauses saved my ass there.
Fool.
Alright, Silver Ash, you got it.
A knife? Why do I gotta waste my precious time on the likes of you third-rate amateurs?
I don't pick fights, I can't. Don't worry, everyone.
Chaincaster. We're gonna have to find out if this is gonna be enough, because I'm not sure it will. Hot knives again. Hot nut death coming through.
Who will you choose? I shall protect you. Mission accomplished.
We did it. Luck is a skill indeed.
Sehr gut.
There is no way in hell this auto-deploy is going to be reliable. But hey, I beat it specifically on Adverse. I beat the entire chapter on Adverse, actually. Life or Death Challenger Medal. Interesting, so this final boss was actually optional. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Ooh, and I get a reward here as well. Fitting, of course I get salt, right? Tex alters solo Steam Knight easily. Well, I mean, Eben would have also done that if I was not a complete ignoramus. But yeah, my casters turned that knight into scrap metal. Bina, did I fall asleep? You're lucky to be out for just a little bit with your injuries. It's optional because it doesn't fit the lore. Yeah, that was kind of the impression I was getting since the actual story conclusion went off there. But I'm glad we got to fight it properly. And I'm glad Eben and Kyobi were able to turn it inside out like that. Also, welcome to the stream. Siege, Self-Salvation Corps reinforcements have arrived. This place is relatively safe. Rest well, we'll be at your side. She scans the face of her friends. Everyone's bruised and battered just like she is, but they're alive and there's still hope in their eyes. Except Allerdale. The door to the mausoleum of Kings is closed once again. Sarkas have noticed the sound of the steam night, and they must have guessed the Side of Kings has left its home, sending men to the palace. Our scouts have tried to get close to the entrance, but there's no sign of Allerdale. You want to talk about what happened below? Just as the warriors imagined, Allerdale Cumberland sacrifices herself to save us. Ah, sounds like something Allerdale would do, yes. Cumberland the ever on high. Alright, see you later. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, you're heading to bed too? Alright. Alright, see you later, Panda. And thanks for stopping by as well. Hope you had a good time. Cumberland. There's no such thing as Cumberland the ever on high, Clovicia. Allerdale protected us because protected what she wanted to protect with her life. Not out of any duty, just for her own accord. Her own accord. Yes, she was brave. Shame, I had a surprise for Allerdale when she came back. Oh, this is... The ducal manor's in ruins, but scouts found this among the ashes. The steam armor of House Cumberland. Oh, that's depressing. But then again, that's kind of how par for the course for this game's storylines. It wasn't lost in the fire after all. Haha. If only she could see this. Then she'd have known there was no such thing as a fixed path. The fire had not taken away all the hope she'd placed in that armor. Clovicia, we saw a steam knight in the Mausoleum of Kings. Maybe the last one. 4 years ago, the Duke's men lured the steam knights in the Mausoleum of Kings, where they were ambushed by the Sarkaz. That passage is the tomb of the steam knights. What a gruesome scene it must have been, even though I was not there to see it. He attacked you, didn't he? He attacked the heir to the throne of Victoria. He was just doing his job. He was defending the Side of Kings, even if it was merely an excuse to lure the steam knights into the mausoleum. He witnessed comrade after comrade fall, spent so many years in darkness. The pain must have gnawed away at his sanity. No, words like those are too simple to describe what went through the mind of this warrior. On one hand, on one side the Tomb of Kings, on the other the bodies of his fellows. He defended the silent resting place for countless days and nights. He was no madman or ghost. His will was so strong he conquered death itself. By his own will, he exacted the revenge on the Victoria that betrayed him. By his own will, he defended the symbol of Victoria. I don't know if we'll ever see him again. If he can escape the darkness, may he once again find what he wishes to defend. I still stand by what I'd say. I'd definitely pull for Allerdale and Steam Armor. Found the mercenaries went to Highbury General. Bring them forward. Yes, sir. Cough, cough. Let me go. A mere girl. She was found tied up on the streets with fellow mercenaries. I checked her weapons. There are few signs of use. She hardly even qualifies as a merc. Is that so? Speak, mercenary. Did you not kill a single Victorian? Ugh. Are you afraid of me? No. I failed my mission. You can punish me, but let the others go. Take her back. What? General. You said she hardly qualifies as a mercenary. Young Sarkas like her don't understand what we fight for, nor the true face of our enemy, because no one's ever taught her. The real war is about to begin. I'll show her what this war means. She'll watch it unfold by my side. Heist! Rock Rock, ha! Squad 11 of the Self-Salvation Corps back together again, eh? There's only 2 of us left from Squad 11. Right, but I'm sure we'll grow again. We have the Doctor and the Commander, after all. What's the situation, Clovicia? We retreat. The retreat was initiated on time, but we suffered heavy casualties. And we're facing a supply shortage after Allerdale went missing. If only we had more hands. Got a few here, actually. Totter? My employer's gone missing, and so my contract is now officially null and void. Are you sure you want to stay, though? Hey, we're already here. Hard to get out when you're on the wrong side of the Sarkas anyway. And we fought along Dogda's group in the mausoleum. I may not have made it out alive if not for them. Another debt. I guess I'll need to push my retirement back. Doctor, we're here. Hello, Misery? Sorry, I wished we'd moved quicker to help you at the command tower. Hey, what matters is you're here now, right? And you are? Horn, leader of the 2nd Quad of the Tempest Platoon of Victoria. Misery helped us break into a prison at the order of Otterig and Highbury a few hours ago. We rescued a Defense Force patrol that was about to be executed for refusing to fight for the Sarkaz. We'll be operating with Rhodes Island and Self-Salvation Corps from this point on. Looks like we have some new friends, Clavizia. Thank you, everyone. It's a pleasant surprise, one that has opened up many possibilities. Although we took heavy losses, we did manage obtain important information about the Sarkaz supply lines. Commander, Doctor, here's the intel on the potential depots in the Highbury. Add the data that Closure obtained from the command tower. Alright, we'll be able to locate the supply line now. Understood. We'll make preparations for the battles ahead. And I guess with all that was going on, it's easy to forget. Our primary goal above all else was to find the supply lines the Sarkaz are using, and it looks like we finally have that. And of course, obtain the Sigh of Kings for Siege, which she has also obtained. Ignasakoth, the Sighs of Kings. Here's hoping that she can put it to good use as Siege Altar. I know you're there, Gawain. Show yourself. There's no one around her. Duty. You've been with me all this time. What is the duty you've chosen for me? To put a king on the throne of Victoria again? Silence. Allerdale, she aspired to be a steam knight, and yet we can't always know what we're heading towards. If one day I stray from the destiny that you chose for me, would you become my nightmare? The only sound in the other ground is a quiet sigh. Oh, sorry, that was the Sigh of Kings. It's a king's sigh, after all. Ascalon. Hello, Ascalon. How are Calcit's injuries? They're very serious, but Shying is here. She'll recover. The Banshee Lord and I arrived in time. It's not your fault. Repelling the Sanguinarch is plenty. Amia. She's recovering, you can see it. She won't let herself sleep for too long. I'm never there with her when I should be. You've always cared a lot about Amia, all the versions of you. I guess I never had a chance to ask. Do you suspect I was pretending to have amnesia this whole time? My dagger will answer that question, when necessary. I want to know the truth about what really happened 4 years ago. I've asked Calcit and Amia, but I don't know what's true and what's not. You're always so quiet. I hardly ever get a chance to sit down and talk with you. Can you tell me what you saw? 4 years ago, you sent me on a mission away from the land ship. Her Majesty had left us by the time I had returned. What was this situation at Rhodes Island? Rhodes Island had to escape before Terrace's army surrounded us. Calcit? She wanted to save Rhodes Island, save Amia, and save you. Me? Here's Her Majesty's final order. Sure. Amia. So it was on Calcit's orders that we were put in that sarcophagus. And for whatever reason, it worked on us while the others put in there suffered a much less positive fate. Just who is the Doctor, really? Perhaps even their past self doesn't actually know. I'm here. Amia grabs her clothing subconsciously and slowly loosens her grip. Tears flow from her eyes. Teresa. She showed me the voice of the Sarkaz souls. They wanted to take revenge on everyone who's wronged by the Sarkaz. They wanted to take revenge on the Doctor. What does this have to do with Calcit? I believe that everything I felt was real, Doctor. I remember how Calcit and Teresa spent many nights talking at Rhodes Island. I remember how Dr. Calcit went a whole week without sleeping to save a group of Sarkaz infected. But it's true that she did wrong them 200 years ago. The Doctor must have told Teresa why she did at the time, and Teresa must have accepted it, which is why they became such good friends. But even I, who knows the Doctor so well, I felt the anger of sorrow when I felt the memories of war. Maybe that's what Teresa wanted to tell me. She wanted to tell me why she sided with the souls of the Sarkaz. They are there, above Londinium. So that's what's causing the storm. The sound of thunder approaches. It's outside the window. Above your heads, never far away. War is coming. You hold Amia's hand. The two of you look up the sky together. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Even the nearby cities feel the vibration, just not Londinium. Apparently we learned a lot in the story about when it comes out. Ah, I look forward to seeing it then. I've also heard the recent stuff on the home server has some big lore drops, but I try to avoid looking for story spoilers. I only really look at operators coming up so I can plan my summons accordingly. A massive object, the likes of which has never been seen before, rises from the dark clouds. Behind it, the thick clouds atop the shard finally crack open. Those who've raised their heads look up and finally realize there's no ordinary cloud surrounding Londinium. There's a catastrophe cloud, far more massive than any catastrophe messengers ever recorded. Sparks fly out of the overcharged black clouds, rumbling like thunder. The strange flying machine is like the eye of the storm. Beneath its gaze, there's nowhere for the enemies of the Sarkaz to run. Return to Mist has ended. I really like that story chapter. Oh, this looks like we have a bit more. The Trader's Mill City in Victoria. Alright, I tried to make bagpipes sound like the demo man. Chen Chen. What you daydreaming about? You was waiting for a... Sounds like you got a really solid lead. Harmony. The one who just left Hughes' house. Oh, look at this crowd. Who are you talking about? That green-haired cat. Chen Drip. Yeah, indeed. That's actually a really good outfit. I like it. I've seen her before. Well, you got a better memory of faces than I do. Maybe she was there to talk business with yous. Didn't you see this? Did you see her at the station a few days ago? Chen Drip. Indeed, Chen Supreme. Him. Memory from long ago. Not a criminal caught in Longman, is she? Oh, if that was the case, I wouldn't have forgotten. Well, never mind. We can just ask Hughes. Bagpipe? I've seen the other in the intel, too. We almost had a touching reunion. Victoria South Office. Hello. I've seen you in the sickbay HQ, haven't I? Something I would like to ask of you. Please give this letter to the two doctors who run it. You planning to leave the office? You should submit an application like the other evacuating operators, just so that HR is on top of things, you know? Oh, they know. They know there is something I have to do. It'll only bring danger to the rest of you if I stay here. Want to protect Rhodes Island? Rhodes Island is quite a nice place. I like it here, and I'm thankful to you, especially the Sancto who left us. Yeah, Outcast was one badass granny. Went out like an absolute champ. And now I repay this peace. I'm ready. The Sarkaz airship's taken off within Londinium. The heir to the Duchy of Cumberland is missing. The Duke of Castor did not obtain the Sigh of Kings. A dozen messengers have visited your Dimmonson in a single day. They want to know whether you're ready to grant them an audience. Duke of Wellington. What do you think, your highness? Princess Iblana. Duke Wellington. Right before my eyes, I see a new Taran era. I guess the Dublin storyline isn't quite done yet. And there we go, that is all of it. And all of them were beaten on adverse environment. I probably won't stream the Hell or Inferno, or whatever they're called, stages. I'll probably just do those on my own time. But yeah. Looks like this chapter didn't have so much of an overarching theme as much as, just enemies with a bunch of gimmicks. There's definitely a lot to keep track of. So I was trying to collect my thoughts to explain it, but... There. Yeah. It was definitely a good chapter for my casters, that's for sure. Which is good, because those are usually among my favorites there. Stainless has, of course, really paid off. I'll probably M9 him eventually, but that's gonna be a while. Well, there's pollution. Eat him. There we are. And as ever, I'm looking forward to a Siege Altar in particular myself. But who knows? We've still got a while before the story concludes, so who knows where I could go from here.
Doctor, I'm just back from patrol.
Guess I can
Safest
collect
houses
these
all
real quick.
wrecked. You can break for a bit longer.
Excellent.
The tenser the state of things, the more you need a proper stretch now and then.
Guess I'll just give Dagda her potentials while I'm here. I probably won't build her at the moment, but I was able to get my units going, including having Stainless up in time. I'm quite liking him already, especially his skills 1 and 2, and I need to experiment a bit more with 3. But yeah, I'm glad I decided to skip Texas Ultra and go for him, because no one else can do what he can. Texas Ultra is great, but she's also just technically an upgrade of units I already have, so it was a tough choice and one I didn't make easily, but I'm glad I made it. But I guess that'll be all for now. Let's see here. Let me see. Is anyone streaming at the moment? Looks like Quill is doing Core Keeper. I guess that could work. Oh. Looks like he's set to not accept raids. I guess that must mean he's close to the end. Alright, well I guess we can just cut here.
Want me to
Alright.
take you out for some exercise?
Well, that'll be all
Don't
for now.
worry. No zip lines this time.
Alright, well until next time, thank you for watching, hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.